All right, welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P,
Oh, yeah, real.
It's Q.
and we back. Before we get started, want to tell everybody tap in with us on all socials. We on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
Mm-hmm.
Hit this notification button, subscribe, tap in with the live chat. We already got a couple back there. We'll be reading some of them, not all of them. Shout out my boy Tone back there. But
What
yeah,
it do?
let's get it started.
Yeah, so shoot, I guess we was deciding to shift gears over from not necessarily from music. We still gonna have some music topics, but we was kind of gonna mix it up a little bit. And we had a great conversation last week. So we're going to propose the question. Well, I guess I'll start is: do you think that relationships have gotten harder to maintain, or do you think that it's just always been about the same as far as the generation, so the previous generation compared to our generation?
Oh man, I can.
I mean, I think statistically it's been proven to be harder with like the divorce rates and everything, steadily, going up or at least, maintained over generations. I think that, kind of proved that it's,
when we say generation, what time frame are we talking about?
I guess we're just gonna say our parents and then our parents' generation and then ours.
Yeah, I don't think there's like any change at all. Like I guess since no fault divorce, that was like the big little spike, but it's not. But that wasn't our parents' generation. That was like the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I was going
like they weren't adults during that time. That'd have been
even if you bring it past marriage, because a lot it's more unmarried people. Just talking in general. Do you think that it's more difficult now than it was then? I would say that social media hasn't made it easier.
I mean, it depends on what type of relationship for one, because I think friendships are easier to maintain. And that type of relationship with social media, I think that's proven that those are. But I think, I think it's the illusion of options. I think sometimes that has, I think that hinders a lot of modern day relationships. I think people can use it for, bad, just like any other tool. You can take a gun and kill somebody, or you can, do whatever. So I think it's just how you use certain things. I think there are different tools out there. So I do think it is definitely harder to maintain like that, or to hold a marriage, together based on today's climate.
And like the picture, I think the amount of pictures that we take, and like the endorphins that you get from the likes popping up, like what we did from the show last week, like I was just talking about, it was definitely gratifying seeing the numbers moving and the follower count going up, and you know what I mean, seeing that little heart come up with the 75 people, you know what I mean, done like that. So like even in that, I think that the amount of let's say a women in general, but attractive women for sure. I think those endorphins, and then you meeting niggas from getting flued out. You know what I mean? A lot of these different things, I think, are making it a little more or a lot more difficult to maintain. What do you think, Tom?
You was talking about romantic relationships specifically, right?
Right. That's what I was meaning.
Oh yeah. I would say social media, phones, access to that. And I mean, I guess it's more so like the illusion that you can have more, like, because you got more out there to have, like, at your access, even if you just sitting in the house. Like back in the day, if you was just sitting, you had to just sit. Like if you didn't go out, you wasn't really getting in no trouble. Like you just basically got to sit, or you can call somebody. That's about as far as it can go. Now you can just be sitting there on the phone and doing everything.
Yeah, it was like you was only really going if she wasn't at the school that you was at, or she wasn't in your neighborhood. That was about all your options right there. You know what I mean? Walk down the street to the, you know what I mean, the park or wherever you know what I mean? Everybody was playing that shit. I think that does play a role. And it was funny because I was actually, me and my wife were having a conversation. My daughter stayed at grandma's yesterday night. It was cool because me and my wife sat and just had a couple drinks and just talked for hours last night. So it was super cool. And we ended up talking about this topic. And it was like I was making it apparent, like I know that there are better guys out there than me. So like you was talking about the options, or both of y'all was talking about the options, and like on both sides, there's going to be better individuals than the one that you have regardless. But like I was saying back in the day, I always felt like to maintain it, you have to choose your person every day.
Yeah, but I don't even like the word better, because I think just options are different. Because like if you and your wife are like meant together, you wouldn't say there's no better person for you than me. But you might meet somebody else or stuff. But I think there are people that are meant to be, or that work very well together. And
do you think that I wouldn't disagree, there are people that work very well together, but do you think that, see, I'm not oblivious to the fact that I'm not the best at being, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even like act like that's a thing. Like I know that there's someone better out here than me. There is, and I'm okay with that, especially with my wife choosing me every day, and I'm true. You know what I mean? I don't mind that.
Oh no, I get it. I'll let you have that.
Shout out Steve. Steve, shit, we might fuck around and meet each other at Dreamville Fest. I'll be out there. But going to the question, I guess for me it's kind of hard until we like start putting together some like I understand exactly. All right, so what time frame are we talking about? So I just heard you say back in the day, and it sounded like you was referencing like our childhood or something like that. When you was like your options was like who you met at the park and things like that. Are we talking about, is it easier like in our youth in comparison to now, or harder in our youth compared to now? Are we talking generationally, like over the past, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years? Like what are we meaning by, is it harder today? So I know like how I'm actually answering the question.
Well, the only reason why I was referencing my childhood, because that would have been when my mom was like in that range of where we are now. You see what I'm saying? So like that she would have been in the dating scene. You know what I mean? In our childhood, that was when our parents, just based on the age difference.
But her experience would have been different than like what we were doing as kids.
Agreed. But I'm just saying the technology of the time was still in her prime, in those prime years where they were in relationships or searching. The limit of technological advancements was still something that they had faced as well.
Okay.
So I really just comparing the two generations. If you want to say 20, 30 years, however you want to go about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, for me, I guess make sure our relationship's hard to maintain. One, I don't think that like right now has like this big bearing to it being hard. I think that relationships have just been hard. Maintaining long-term relationships have been hard. It's not like we don't have a history, especially in the Black community, of sustained long-term relationships as a majority base in general. If we look at like the single mother rate, if we look at, like our marriage rates going back again to the 70s. So it's hard to be like, now it's harder when it's like, I don't know, like it fringes on like 5% if we're looking at what we can study.
So you don't think that the right, like social media and the online dating has had a large impact to the
I think it just makes it different. I don't know if it makes it harder to maintain. I was talking I was in Rock Hill, and my son, he played at 4 and the next game was at 9. And like it's convenient that they love to have like the bar, like, well, it's like food spot with bars and shit like that. And like it's a whole complex
at the game.
Well, there's like
the hotel is up on the roof.
Not even a hotel, like right across. It's not even across the street.
At the gym. It's so
but there's also gyms you can go to that they have bars. Like it's in youth sports, drinking is not separated from it. If that makes sense.
They're turning up.
Not really turning up. Nobody's like belligerent or drunk or anything like that. But like whether it's at I forget the spot in Winston-Salem, like they'll sell beers at the
that's like
and they'll have like a whole little concession area that's kind of like for adults. With this, they have like a pizza shop that's kind of downstairs, but they have a bar. Saying all that to say they had a bar. So like us, the parents, we always kind of like just kicking it at the bar. You start getting different teams that comes in. And was chopping it up. It was some guys from South Carolina. Ended up being a guy from South Carolina, and I'm just sitting and talking with him. And we done went through the full gamut. And then I find out he looked young as hell. I thought he might have been like 45. He was like, I'm 56. And so then I'm just acting because he has a son. It's my son age. So I'm like, oh damn, you had a kid at this age. Damn, at about 40 XY. I'm just picking his brains more. Then he's like, oh damn, I've been married 29 years. And I'm like, oh damn, shit. I'm freshly married. What's some advice that you can just give me and da-da-da? Just picking his brain. And one, like a lot of it was how hard that it is. And that, what I mean, like he gave a lot of good gems. I think one of the gems that he gave that I think that is something that can be put in my toolbox was even when you're not getting love from her, find love in the kids. And like that's a way that even through the ups and downs, you can kind of sustain per se. But he talked about like how shit get hard. and that it ain't never been easy, and that his eye is always wonder, and it's always temptation, and it's a nigga that's 56. It's like he's not saying anything different than what we all are saying as well. I think the times just made it look differently, but like you talking about like shit get hard. Like you got like you gonna want to wander off. You gonna see something. You gonna have that eye and look. And yeah, that's what I'll land at right now.
Well, I think we are we're the microwave generation, and I think like hard things are something that we steer away from. And I'll just do the quick little research. The divorce rate is, pretty much maintained. It's actually dropped, but the marriage rate has also. So I think that kind of speaks to the fact that we don't even attempt this, really tough thing, or there's less of us that are actually willing to, do that hard thing and that sustained relationship.
I think the value that,
but I think that is because, I think it's because you do have more options, or you feel like you have, more options, that there are less people even, attempting to get married. Also, I think that's the one that we got to look at more so than just the divorce rate, but
that's why they
follow the marriage rate too.
I ain't really want to use because of the fact that the marriage is definitely something that's being shitted on right now. Like even when you talk about like the Iman Shumpert and what was her name, Teyana Taylor, like what everything he lost in the divorce, like that was a big topic. Nigga lost like 4 houses. Some cars.
I got to revisit that. I've heard that there's been updates to where like that first claim wasn't true, but then she's came out and they've kind of like cleared up to where this is just what I've heard. I haven't did any, but in essence, they came in with what they left out with. They left out with what they came in with, and they both kept the things that each other bought for the other person for the most part. I have to super fact check that because but I heard the 4 house thing, and I was kind of like having conversation and dragging a little bit, but then a person kind of corrected me, and I did see that Teyana Taylor came out. I just haven't vetted the story yet.
Yeah, even if we can use a different example. We've seen a lot of wealthy men lose a lot in divorce. Even when I was working at the bank, there was a lot of women that had got exactly what happened.
I said shout out Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah.
You said wealthy men losing a lot of shit.
Yeah, and even when I was at the bank, I met a couple of women who like got homes through. You know what I mean? They kept the homes through divorce, and not saying that, but what I'm saying, I only say that to say that like divorce has been a target in these last couple of years. I think relationships in general have, and that's just by marriage being a part of that. That's kind of, you know what I mean? People are talking real bad about it. And I mean,
I think marriage more than relationships.
Say it again.
I think marriage more than relationships. I think marriage has been in an attack probably since like the red pill spaces has become red pill / manosphere space has been prevalent, because most of those guys, especially once you take Kevin Samuels out of the bucket, they're anti-marriage.
Yeah, when you say red pill, the only niggas I think of is the fresh and fit guys. I don't really know.
Yeah, anybody that's like with inside that inside that
dude, dark skin bald head dude.
Yeah, any of those, like from him
Andrew
to the
Tate.
Yeah, that'd be another one. But like,
I don't think
any of the
marriage is he?
He's not for none of those guys are like for marriage.
He's not pro marriage.
I fuck with Andrew Tate though. Yeah, that's red. I ain't really know that was all the way red. So is Jordan Peterson red pill? He wouldn't be.
Well, he'll be red pill. He's not.
I be thinking about that. How's that really a criticism? Because it'd be like, if you was in the Matrix, which pill would you have taken, the red or the blue?
Well, I'm like that. That's different than.
I mean, that's where where it came from.
Sure, I think that movements get bastardized and they move away from like their meaning, and then it represents the thing. So like red pill and the majority of the players in it and what the movement represents is not the same thing as the idea of the red pill when it comes down to the Matrix. And it's just like a pure enlightenment. They have like pretty much principles that they majority agree with.
Are they still doing all right? I know during COVID they were doing pretty good, but are they still maintaining the red pill, like that whole space?
And to me, like I'm joining like red pill in Manosphere, in which not really. I think they were just now blaming Kevin Samuels for not putting on a lot of niggas. That was like the whole Myron and Angry Man and like all the major Manosphere red pill guys. What's his name? MTR. He actually had a rebuttal to him because he was like, "Nah, he put me on. He put XYZ." But yeah, right now it just ran. To me, I don't even think that it's a matter of it doing good or not. I think it just was time for that arc to end. And like people have moved on past it.
Ironically enough, I was thinking about why relationships are so hard. It's because of these conversations right here on podcast, bro. Like,
I think a lot of conversations.
Like it's
I
so
don't
many.
think that this has anything to do with
Nah,
the
but I'm
actual
saying, like,
hard part of relationships.
The reason I'm saying that is because you have people sharing all these examples of their relationships on social media, and people be trying to live up to other people's examples of stuff rather than like really like. It'd be like some relationships wouldn't even be hard if you wasn't looking at social media to make it hard. Like,
I think like on the entry level of it, to me, when I think of like maintain, I'm thinking like maintain over like standards of years.
Yeah.
And to me, I think hopefully in the early part of your relationship, you fleshed out a lot of that like ideology. If there's some clashes of like values and if it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. But I think even if you are aligned in values over the tenure of a relationship, over a marriage, like let's say over 30 years, I think that it's still going. I haven't heard anybody just be like it's easy street.
Oh, it's
I think that it still is naturally hard to maintain. If I was to say a reason why, I'd probably say it's closer to the idea that people continue to grow and evolve, and like where you start at a point, and hopefully like you can grow and evolve together. But I think that nobody's going to be the same person they are 10, 15 years, and sometimes that leads to growing together, growing apart. And I think there's always going to be bumps in growth because as humans, we're always ever evolving and changing.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Very mature answer.
I definitely agree. Like I was saying, like seasons ago, it's more people that can do 20 years in the military and retire that can do 20 years married. Well, many more. Huh?
Is there a stat on the length of marriages? Like, cause I mean, I was doing something. It seemed like most of them, I guess most divorce happened in the first few years.
I would say like three to
of the
5,
marriage.
maybe.
I don't remember exactly where it was, but I think most of the divorces happened in that early part.
I wonder what.
But then I guess
dang, real, you going on 20, ain't you?
They up there.
15 this year. He had 15 this year.
He up there. But yeah, that's something, that's growing, because I've talked to somebody with married. He was married 18 years, and that's what he said about like him and his wife had to, grew apart and had to come back together multiple times over that.
Oh, it says on average, a first marriage that ends in divorce lasts about 8 years. So that was even longer than I thought.
8 years, okay.
At least 8 years. I thought that once you get to that part, it start. You know what I mean? But I mean, at the same time, it'll pick itself back up. That's the thing. Like I think I think because we have it's almost like the expectations. We always set expectations of what something's supposed to look like. Like, you know what I mean? We especially like even me and my wife, I've dealt with that as well. Like, you're supposed to do this. Like, you're supposed to ... whatever it is that she would want you to do is based in this idea that this is correct. Not understanding that, like, whatever you talk about, I'm not the person or whoever that comes from. You know what I mean? There's no book on this thing that's going to guarantee that you can, you know what I mean, sustain. And so, like, I think that the especially when they end earlier, the earlier ending ones, I think that it has a lot to do with the idea that you paint that it's supposed to look like, and you're trying to hold that your partner to this standard that you create in your head. And when things don't start to look like that, plus you're going to have that the normal things, those arguments are going to come, those disagreements. You know what I mean? I think that the mesh of those two things generally make things fall off. And like you say, plus what you seeing on social media, everybody's highlight reel, niggas going, getting on flights and going out of the country, and then you thinking that that's what this is supposed to look like, and it's just like, bro, your shit's gonna look completely different than anybody else's.
Well, a lot of people get it validated because they'll have this image in your head, and then you go online and they be like, yeah, it's this, and it validates you, versus, you looking towards the, into the relationship and trying to, build that way. You looking, for external. I think it's a lot of time that external validation, hinders that a lot.
Gotcha. Y'all want to roll through some of these comments?
Yeah.
All right. I'm at Dreamville Fest. That was Steve.
Shout out Steve.
Jordan Peterson is for marriage, sure. But that doesn't mean he's not red pill.
Yeah, I think Jordan Peterson is red. Yeah, I think he identifies. I think he identifies as red pill. And he's for marriage. He's a lot more, but he's also part of like the Daily Wire crew, and those are like a different version of, like, they're like more religious conservatives.
All right. Yeah, I've been married 10 and we've gone through it for sure. The problems Q speaks of are the natural challenges of real life relationships. A lot of these content creators rage bait with imaginary scenarios that don't apply to the average person's relationship.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like the with the 100K guys and all that shit. All of that, those conversations for sure. I mean, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I found a lot of them helpful. Like a lot of the conversations that I've seen, and because of what it is that for me, it has sparked conversations that me and my wife never had. So like we'll talk about a lot of the relationship podcast conversations and just ask the question like, and it just you know what I mean? It's another way, another reason for us to have conversation, or another way that we can have conversation. That I found it like people call it a gender war. I just feel like, you know what I mean?
Well, if you're having it with like your lady and in like a manner in which y'all probably both agree and y'all are like working things out, I think that's way different than what the actual gender war is.
Oh yeah, because like y'all are single people than anything.
Yeah, these are it's typically people that aren't together that are warring on why the other is exploiting them and how they're going to exploit the other. And I think that's a lot different than like if you're having a conversation of like roles and values in a relationship, and then using these podcast conversations to help talk through things that you might not have thought of. Like to me, like that's more of like a gender solution conversation than a gender war. Where I think
that's good.
If you look at like how fresh and fit, just body count, but that like they've been like an archetype for like the majority of any male-based conversation podcast. Whether like right now I'm blanking on like the names per se, but there's a bunch of them that follow the Kevin Samuel model, but then used a lot of these like hyper manosphere talking points. Whether it's the Whatever podcast is another one. I forget the dude with the from Philly with the hair that was getting some good traction.
Not Abel and them.
I can't remember his name, but it's always somebody new that pops up and uses these exact same gender warish conversation talking points.
Fit friendly.
They always gonna throw that.
Yeah, that's the classic Kevin.
Feminine, fit, and friendly, or something like that.
Yeah, and the guy
but I think a lot of time the gender wars come from like people of opposite genders and with like opposite values too. Trying to have a conversation where like what point does it
trying to exploit each other,
or even that? But a lot of them is just like potential, but they're not even like exploiting. The guys are sitting there and she's talking about he calling her a gold digger, and like it's just a lot of times it's senseless to sit up there with somebody that you don't even align with like in values and try to have these conversations versus like
when the entertainment factor in it though.
But versus with your lady, you hopefully y'all do align with values, so that conversation is gonna go a whole lot different versus just sitting across from somebody who's not even trying to have the same values. But it is entertaining, and if people want to watch that, they done ran up the views, so I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I think it's just it's just something that its arc just couldn't last long because there's not a lot of fresh blood into a lot of those conversations. Like eventually how many times can you tell a girl that like she's a 304 because of her body count, and that once she turned 30 she's useless to the game?
But then not be checked on like whether you living up to this too, because a lot of these boys, I think that's what happened to a lot of them. They get outed, or
the majority of them they
ain't really like living.
But my thing is also like I was having this conversation with somebody this week where I think one of the bigger not fallacies but cognitive dissonances that happens inside this space is that it's mad dudes that want traditional women but aren't adhering to like any version of traditionalism or conservatism as men. Like you want a traditional woman, but then you want to be smutting out and have your options and XYZ. You want a traditional woman, but then you also don't want to get married. You want a traditional woman, but you're again like traditionally men got married around 25, 26. Y'all 36, 37, 38. Still trying to be outside chasing women. That's not a traditional mindset, but you still want a woman to adhere to these things. And I think that's like some of the cognitive dissonances where they're actually very modern men that are adhering to like a bit of heathenism, and they want their woman to be traditional. It's like a weird thing that doesn't like it just don't make sense.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. It's like, but I think a lot of people are doing that too. It's like you're trying to create this I guess this perfect thing, and so you nitpick. So I want this from over here. Like you want to make a custom Joan is what you really want to do. You want to pull from modern and tradition and like create this. Which I mean, hey, do your thing. But I'm just saying it's more difficult to.
But that's the illusion of options. So you're trying to act like you're a 1% guy. And I want this, I want that. But even if you,
to me, I just think that it just like they're just separate things. Where I just think it's weird to say that you want traditionalism, but then you don't actually adhere to traditionalism on your end. Like if you want to like just be a heathenist, do that, but also understand that it becomes a little weird on the other side, unless you allowing like it's just weird, like because it's contradictory and hypocritical on his face. Like reality, if you want to like get married at 26, had that woman, had them 6 kids, contribute to the community, work that job, get your retire, like be a traditional guy. And then if you want to be a traditional guy, make sure that you have the bread to actually pay, and she doesn't have to go to work, and to where she can actually adhere to her gender roles, and like it's just like just do the thing if that's what you're looking for out of her. To me, that's what makes sense.
I wouldn't disagree. What TBI say?
Your mic off.
Yeah, I just turned it down. He said these new manosphere guys are mostly dudes that couldn't get girls. It's basically
Facts.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Facts. This is actually big facts. All of those dudes, it's like they got muscles and a little money, and then it was like, you know what? I'm about to shit on bitches.
But it's obvious though. That's the crazy part though. It's like
now you look at Myron, that nigga never.
Like that's the dark skin one.
That's he like North African. But both of them kind of like
both look African.
One of them looks black, but
Ethiopian,
and one of them looks like
sub-Saharan.
So which is the one that's the lighter skin one? That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's North African. Yeah, that's that's Myron.
Okay.
Yeah, but neither one of them, like to me, you could just kind of tell guys that didn't really.
Well, they
have,
both got
emotion.
called out on like different occasions about even once they've gotten the motion, still being like lame as hell.
Well, they got called out for tricking.
Like one of them was like he was trying to like basically, but he thought it wasn't tricking. You remember on the boat, the girl was like, "Oh yeah, I want something," but then recently
it's so many different times that it happens.
Like it's just crazy.
You can run it down.
It's got to suck to be a dude that like actually was digging in your pockets and still didn't get the box check. Like you've been in your pockets a couple hundred or a band or 2 bands, and you still like just.
Well, you still a lame, bro.
That's got to be tough.
That fucking 500,000 can't unlame you.
Yeah, I mean, I think they get the box check in the sense that like I'm sure they pop.
They be trying to old lady them.
I think. Well,
yes,
some of them. But a lot of times they will end up doing things that should be against the rules. Like you can't get a woman pregnant that's a smut, and you're also preaching for men to have what is it dick discipline, and like you can fuck all these girls, but you have to be smarter. Like you're kind of showing how to be a dumbass and get caught because you are not used to what you're getting. Like to me, it's contradictory. You can't coach men on how to exploit women, and then you still get exploited by women.
That's actually a great point. That's excellent.
And that's kind of what happened with all of them guys.
I know we talk about just y'all. I didn't never watch Derek Jackson, but how is he doing? Y'all know?
I ain't got. Yeah, he's like the. I don't know what the other side of the manosphere would be, but
the feminist,
like the pander boy. He's a panda boy.
Panda boy, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know
because he got caught and everything, and I don't know how that. You know what I mean? Did the women then stop paying him any attention?
No, because pandering always works. Like they'll forget. You keep on pandering, like they'll.
Yeah, I ain't.
I'd imagine
he done fell off the algorithm, so I can't really tell you. Russell Wilson, he was another panda boy. Do niggas still feel about him?
Was he a panda boy? Like he just was loving his woman though. Like he wasn't pandering. He wasn't pandering to the masses.
I mean, he may be just corny though. From what I understand,
he was just corny, bro.
Corny.
Like he wasn't pandering to us about it. He just loved his woman.
I'm gonna have to think on. Like I feel like there was a couple circumstances of things that he did that I thought was panda boyish. But I'm gonna have to sit and think and remember that like the thing. I know
I'm saying
like
it might have been one or two, but like I don't think he was like the flag for Panda Boys though. He wasn't like on podcast.
Oh no, like if they was doing like graphics, like we do for here, he had been one of them heads on the graphic. He might not have been in the middle, but he'd have been one of the other small heads. Yeah.
He put the panda on my man, bro.
Yeah.
Take the panda off my boy.
We had Kung Fu Panda in the middle. He'd have been one of the small heads on the side. Though.
So what y'all boys what we got next? Dreamville. We got the lineup. We got the
I guess we can get into some music conversation for a quick little bit. Shout out Steve. Steve said that he pulling up. I wore the Dreamville Fest just because we was going. Dreamville shirt just because we'll talk about it a little bit. Tone, I did put in either the messages or the save, just the lineup. And I think it'll move us to a fun conversation, in my opinion. Where, Tony, I guess if you could see it, there have been mixed reaction. I've seen this kind of covered on a couple different places, but there have been mixed reactions about the lineup. I'll let it get y'all's opinion, and then from there we can move into like our personal. If we personally was to do a festival lineup. Like, what would we be looking? What would make a good festival lineup? This, you got Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys, 21 Savage, Party Next Door, Ludacris, Ari Lennox, Chief Keef, Keisha Coles, Boz. Who is that? Say Young Nudie. What does that say? I can't read the small list.
Under Boz, Young Nudie and Ab-Soul.
Ab-Soul. Okay.
You got Luke.
Oh yeah, Luke.
Old Man, Kai Cash.
I was just flexing that 2020.
Nico Brown.
Okay, I like that. You got J. Cole. You got Erykah Badu, Tim's, Glorilla, JID, Wale, Coco Jones. I can't. Big X, Earth Gang. I can't read them other small.
Anisha, Kaz, and Akia.
Okay, yeah. I know for me, this probably would have been. This might be my favorite lineup that they've had, just because like it's so diverse.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is almost maybe you add SZA, but this is about as good as you can get for female R&B. Like this lineup, you talking about like crazy Tim's. You got Keisha Coles coming out there just as the OG, but then you got Ari Lennox killing shit. You have
got Coco,
Erykah Badu on the top of it,
killing it right now.
Coco,
too.
Coco
fucking like, killing it.
That's like 6 fire female acts. That's fire. And to me, the one person that I've been praying for over every single Dreamville, just because I know, like she don't really tour in the States like that. It's Tim's. Like Tim's been my baby for a little bit.
I thought you were gonna say Badu, but that's
I done seen Badu a bunch of times. Badu, she tours consistently. Like every 3 years, she's usually having a concert. But then, like I'm an old nigga, so like niggas was just complaining about Lil Wayne in the Super Bowl and why we get Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys. To me, I'm looking at Juvie. Lil Wayne and Juvie, that's fire.
Yeah, they did.
Them boys been arguing on stage past couple weeks though.
Hey, listen, I don't care what they do. Just get up there and run 400 degrees and Wayne run down some of my favorites, dog. And
I said they could have left the Hot Boys and just brought Wayne.
Nah, see, I'm a Southern nigga. I like the Hot Boys got
they
got some records because like you got to think of who's in that. Like that's how Juvie is gonna get his sets off. Like a Juvie set is fire. A Big Timer set is fire, in my opinion.
Yeah. They gonna play Shine Project.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna go dumb. That's gonna go dumb. Like that was gonna go dumb first.
Especially with for like Dreamville Fest's audience, which are around our age.
But no, that's
that Project bitch and that Shine gonna drop.
But you know what it reminds me of? Like you remember Spring Bling back in the day?
Yeah.
I remember them boys performed that at Spring Bling, and I was like, oh my, like that's like the perfect, like they're like the perfect like concert festival type of music. Like you know the only one that I and this is it's gonna be random, but just going and just seeing Jeezy that year at Summer Smash was just if they and Jeezy like they get like
they had him last year.
They had him last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a good little set last year too.
Got you. Yeah, Jeezy. That's just
Yeah, I think Jesus
one of
did
those
it twice.
memories that forever just stick out to me. When I think concerts, it's like,
oh yeah,
that right there was like.
He still
crazy.
come out to the TM 101 too.
Yeah,
Is it TM 103? Yeah,
103.
Yeah. He still come out to all of those records. He give you that whole little
like
thing.
you got to though. If you got classic records like that,
yeah.
like and you doing a festival.
It's made. You got about a 45 to an hour of just runway.
Classics.
I will say on here the
You
sleepers. I think there's 2 sleepers.
Yeah.
Wale's that he I've seen him concert a couple times.
Especially for
he's really good.
He got some hit female.
Yeah, now he can run down a long list.
Yeah,
I know who the other one is too.
Luda.
Yep.
Luda.
You know Ludacris is my boy.
Luda, like nigga, like he gonna remind niggas.
So who the fuck you?
Like he can do like he can do an hour of hits.
He used to kill Summers back in the day, from like
Facts.
What's My Fantasy to Move. Like bro,
yeah, he got two. He got a bunch.
Boat. Like he
imagine once they once they just get ignorant and throw B.I.B. on it. Like
I heard Area Codes yesterday.
Oh yeah, but no, he got so many. Bounce.
I played Saturday yesterday. Sticky Icky. Ooh ooh.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like to me, I would have flipped him in
shit too.
Yeah,
that Blueberry Yum Yum.
Last Waterfalls. Like
yes.
I've heard all these songs in the past like week and a half. Like of Luda.
He got.
Man, he definitely got some.
He
shit.
could run that.
He was my favorite rapper. Remember back in the day, that was my favorite rapper. Then Wayne took the torch, and it was just like you couldn't.
Yeah, to me, if I'm looking at like the size of these letters on the font, my opinion, he need him and 21 Savage need to flip.
Yeah, 21, but you know how I feel about 21.
But I get it. He's a really like he's big right now.
21, the new guy. You got to have one old, one new.
Yeah, now he like his push right now, and you know like what he's done.
Buns, bro.
Like it makes sense when it comes to relevancy. Also, to me, this is an easy check off that I have been wanting to see. I've been wanting to see Big X. To me, like that's one of those little cheap ones that I can just knock off this. But nonetheless, what do y'all think? What do y'all rate this lineup? And then we could move on to the next thing.
I gotta remember the other ones, but this is just for what it is. This is a good summertime lineup. I like all these artists. I like a lot of these artists as far as like from Luda to Wayne, like Tim's, even like Chief Keef. You got Wale.
Chief Keef is gonna be a good one actually.
A lot of these are like artists that I've listened to like in the summertime, in the springtime, and I think different music has different feel. Like I feel like this is for the summertime.
You know what's gonna go off?
Getting off. I feel like this is perfect. I didn't say perfect.
In a mirror.
You know something?
The little Keisha Cole's record.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of Keisha.
Crazy.
But you know who
that
also,
and Love is gonna go.
But no,
crazy.
Love gonna go crazy. But you know who got a good show? That's on there. They very small. They should probably be a little big, but Earth Gang.
Oh yeah,
they got a great live show, bro.
Yeah, they do.
I'm assuming Glorilla shit probably gonna go up too.
Oh no,
hey, Glorilla's going
for sure.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Like she's won me over.
I like Glorilla.
She's won me over. I'm not one of those. Y'all know me.
I got a Glorilla meme.
She's won me over, bro. It's just her. It's her like presence, like even her vibe, like her energy and shit. I said, bro, it was
somebody go ahead.
Hopefully, I'm not gonna step on your meme, but let's talk about her. If you was dropping.
Oh yeah, that's
okay. I'm gonna
nah, you can say it. Fuck it.
You can get it word for word on the meme. So I'm gonna fuck it up. But the shit was hilarious.
Yeah, Glorilla is one of my guilty pleasure artists. To me, her and Big X was two that, and I already kind of seen that. Well, she had announced that she was gonna be at Dreamville, so it wasn't as big of a shock. But in my opinion, she's a female that makes records that men can like. Like from the sample choices, is the flow is always Yo Gotti or 3-6ish. Like it just ride. Like
I haven't listened like to her music, but like I've listened to like the little snippets and you know what I mean, like a little reel. I've seen motherfuckers turn it up to it. And I was like, bro, you know what? And then seeing her on interview, like it make you kind of like her a lot more.
Yeah, she just genuinely real.
And then she didn't get her ass done, did she? She been in the gym tough. Like I like that type of shit that she even doing that. It's like, bro,
you know what?
I was
gonna say shout out to Moose from Knuckle Mondays.
Oh yeah. You know what was funny? Like and like something good about her. I think that she plays into it as well. Where like recently there was a resurface of her in the studio looking hurt with the like bad weave and all that shit, and she was doing like her whole little thing. And instead of running from it, like she literally did like a TikTok of herself,
a
remake of herself, doing the whole little shit. Not that was like fun. Like that was before she had a teeth fixed and all that shit. And you would be like, damn, she look hurt. But then like she understands her glow up, and it all happened in front of us. And like some people like they're trying like they're trying run away from it and be mad and be like, man, it's always hating. Like she understands if I just self-deprecate for that quick second and have fun with it, it's nothing you can hold against me.
She don't take herself too serious.
Yeah.
Like that's what compared to a lot of other female rappers nowadays. Yeah. I think that's like
it's a lot more fun.
It's a breath of fresh air.
LTO said, remember that song "Screwed Up"? Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
Luda. Yeah, that was one of them ones too.
Yeah, Luda had a bunch of them, bro.
Or was that Wayne?
What you think about grew up or screw up?
Oh yeah, grew up or screw up. But no, I think Wayne.
I thought it was Ludacris.
Yeah,
I think Wayne did.
Wayne did a remix too.
Yeah.
That's right.
I wish Boss Man was on here. TBI, that's the homie. I was just riding down the street to that shit today. He got to. Well, yeah, we ain't got to get into that.
Oh yeah, but you wanted to rate the. And I honestly, bro, I like Boss too.
Yeah.
Boss is one of like I listen to his projects when they release. I've listened to each of the albums and I fuck with Boss. But I think this is actually a dope lineup. I'm not going, but this is for a lot of people. You will check a lot of boxes out for this lineup. I think. Just to see the shit, Wayne and Hot Boys, that's a box that I'm pretty sure a lot of niggas got. And hopefully Wayne, it'll be fire if he has a set by himself as well.
Well, I think that's why they kind of have it like that.
Yeah.
So LTO was talking about Luda.
Yeah.
She said, talk about how can I say it, play that I'm off that Mary Jane. Fuck you. I'm screwed up. That's my job. Remember that shit.
Shit, that Coco Jones, bro, that ICU, bro. Feels really good to a nigga, bro.
She made
I literally like
she got that new
playlist.
Taste. That new joint Taste though.
I ain't heard.
It's a sample of like I think Gwen Stefani. Yeah, that shit.
I'm sure if I hear that probably.
And the live version goes stupid too. That's what you need. That's what like you got to look forward to. I've seen her perform live. Yeah, she's really talented. Coco
I'm just
Jones.
like damn. Me bouncing from side to side off the Timbs. Erica Cole is gonna be fire. Like I've seen Erica multiple times. One thing about her also that I really do love, I've never seen the same show once. I mean twice. Like she typically, like you could tell that they do it like old school to where they workshop and they medley a bunch of different songs. And she also does different songs at different places. Like I've seen like her do an Atlanta show, and then a Charlotte show. But then there's like 4 to 5 different songs that she switched out, just depending.
When you've been doing it that long, bro, you kind of just you got that your catalog, and you can kind of just plug and play, and you got alternates for you know what I mean.
And but she does everything live to where like the band just got to have a big ass what do you call it? Like a big playbook
repertoire.
Oh yeah.
Because she ain't pushing play on tracks. These motherfuckers is like playing this instrumentally. And that's something hard to kind of like just flip in and out, changing the sets.
Especially that many songs and just being able to have all
that's
that.
What I say. You can tell they just
in your head.
Yeah.
Please give us.
I wonder how Hot Boys
not too deep for the intro. Erica Cole, we need that one.
Oh, that's
the streets need it.
Yeah, that's.
I wonder how Birdman feel about Lil Wayne name being bigger than theirs on the right. Little Wayne with Hot Boys and Big Time.
I think they all understand.
I mean, that's what it is. What it is.
You can't have no ego about that one.
They ain't doing a concert if it ain't for Lil Wayne. Like you better be like, big appreciate you.
Right. Y'all get a little festival bag out of this.
I give Manny Fresh could have did some stuff. He would have needed some other artists.
Yeah, he'd have been lower on that list.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what line would he be on?
Would have been fucking
Manny Fresh by himself. What line you put?
Not by himself. He would have had to come with some other people. Like he got Jeezy with him.
I'd have had to take Rails glasses to read them shits.
Nah, I wouldn't put him that far. I'd have put him on like the Party Next Door line. I think that Manny doing like a DJ set, he actually can like run down because he produced so many hits.
Is Party Next Door like tough guy rap or is it?
No, he's not a rapper. He's a singer. He's like he's with Drake.
I'm surprised he's stepping out again because he got a couple shots on that. On the they not like us like he was lumped in.
Party in a party playing with his nose.
Yeah, he was lumped in with that shit.
Yeah.
So, but does he sing or is he like a Drake singer or is he like your boy?
He like Brett Fayez.
He like Brett Fayez.
I don't really listen to a lot of.
You wouldn't
I ain't gonna bother.
His range ain't that, you ain't gonna be impressed by his
Yeah, I
range.
think he's more like melody singing. Like I don't really listen to him a lot or at all, but it's not my version of what I enjoy listening to.
Manny Fresh and Friends, only way.
Yeah. But listen, the Manny Fresh and Friends would be fire though. I ain't gonna like DJ Drama did that. He did the Gangsta Grills.
I ain't gonna lie. If Manny Fresh threw his own festival and did that,
yeah.
I mean, even a concert.
He still need Lil Wayne though. Maybe not.
He don't need everybody. He don't need a lot of people.
I just think that he could do a really strong 45 to an hour set for sure. If he's just like doing all of his records that he's produced, yeah, he could run that.
Yeah, they need to bring verses back. Yeah, we need verses back.
Crazy. That was a time, bro. That was a time.
That was a fucking classic beat. I remember when I first started making beats. That was one of the. I remember like stealing that.
Everybody tried to do that little one.
That little tonal.
That was a classic.
All right, so what are y'all rating it?
I give it an A.
Okay. All right, so for y'all, what would be y'all if you was putting together like a festival that for you would be one of them ones? Who would you have on that?
First day, I'm gonna go somebody.
And we could just do one day if you want to, or unless you got like that kind of like musical like
artist dead or alive.
Nah, I say like today.
No, yeah.
Let's keep it today.
Yeah.
Like that opens too big of a box.
They gotta be alive and they gotta be out of jail.
Okay, all right.
They gotta be alive and free because it's a lot of locked up motherfuckers. But I probably go somebody like first day. I go old school, like not too old, but like Luda, Nelly.
Okay.
If I could pull like a little Eminem in there too. Just have like a.
I'm nasty.
No,
but this is your.
Go ahead,
listen, you don't gotta judge. This is you.
Eminem
like
back in the day.
What you actually
Eminem
want
back in the
to.
day. I'm talking about Spring Bling, MTV,
Slim Shady.
MTV, the Slim Shady. This shit gonna rock out. Like it's gonna rock out.
This is yours.
Give me that. But I'm gonna go like old. It's gonna be all stuff from like middle school, early high school. I'm just go like old 90s. Them probably the big three. Then like the second day, I'm gonna go R&B. I want like Jagged Edge.
Okay,
I want to get like Summer Walker, Coco Jones, and then like a SZA and a Kalani for like the, I could round that out. And then the next day, if I'm gonna end it out, I'm gonna have to go, probably somebody like a J. Cole or Kendrick gonna be like too easy of an answer, but I'd go something like super rappy rap on like that last day to kind of end it out. And then I feel like you hit something for everybody.
So for you, that'd be like your favorite. I mean, that'd be one that'll get you out your seat, what you just listed. So you had old school rap at first, old school R&B, and then you went with like
I'd have some new school R&B too. I'd probably have SZA.
Oh, you said Coco Jones,
Jones, Kalani. I'd have new school stuff like that, and then I'd end it out on some, some hip hop, probably like a, Joey Badass, something like that. Just to, just to ride out that Sunday.
I don't know if I'm going to your festival.
Yeah, I ain't going. Honestly, I set out.
Hey, but
nigga put Eminem on a festival lineup.
White boys
exit.
Hey, y'all might not be there, but it's gonna sell tickets.
I ain't talking. This isn't about like
it's gonna sell tickets.
We ain't talking about like selling tickets. What lineup going? What show going to sell the most tickets?
I'm gonna need some more trap. Like I like to hear the subs. You know what I mean? The Wham, like the full music, Jones. So I'm gonna fuck with. Jeezy's gonna be there.
Okay.
I'm gonna need like Bootsy Webby.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Swerve and all that shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some shit
like
to turn up.
I like this.
I went depending on Wayne's performance. You talk about this catalog. I had Wayne come. Mm-hmm. I feel like Crit will be crazy.
Mm-hmm. He's actually the only one person I wish was on here.
Yeah, Crit will be crazy, and his stage performance is fire as shit.
I like Crit.
Throw my boy De Niro on there.
He got a good show
because it's we already went over this nigga's stage presence. I would love to see De Niro perform again. For my Cole, you know what I mean. I'm gonna throw Cole in there. I probably because we got Crit, we got Cole.
I ain't say Tim, so
we gonna that Jagged Edge I did was kind of fire, but I'm gonna stay away from your list like that. Let me see. We got Wayne. Give me. Man, who else I really want on that motherfucker?
While he thinking, hey, chat, drop in the comments we give y'all 10 artists, your dream festival lineup. Keep going.
Dream if you could get if we can get
Unlimited.
Andre in there,
Okay.
Andre and Big Boy, we can get
Okay,
that in there.
Ooh,
That would be
Outkast.
crazy.
I promise you. So
Okay.
that was on my list.
Yeah,
Outkast
Outkast would
would
be
be-
crazy.
I was just thinking Andre by itself, but Outkast would be fun.
I'm just gonna give one more just to wrap it up. We're gonna go. I'm gonna be ignorant. Give me Pastor Troy.
Okay.
Give me Pastor Troy.
They gonna
Boy,
be fighting.
PT Cruiser.
They gonna be fighting at your festival, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of security.
They
Yeah,
gonna be
please,
fighting
security.
at yours.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
On my list.
Oh yeah,
Just
now
to turn
listen.
up, that's gonna be a memorable night,
The biggest, you just don't have to be in the front of the crowd. If you get back a little bit, get your
Yeah.
blanket out, with some space, you can turn the fuck up off.
there. Yeah. Definitely get some
Tone,
space.
talk to it.
They-
Nah,
but
hold
niggas-
up on
hey,
mine. I gotta think a little bit longer. Go ahead with yours, bro. I'm
Who me?
trying to-
Oh,
yeah.
I think a lot of
T.I. will be hard too.
a lot of
Bro.
this is
Oh yeah,
That was
T.I.
that's what she said.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up
MTO
about
said
this.
it.
yeah, for me, a lot of this is a dream festival. I think like that Tim's Erykah Badu J. Cole run right there is super fire.
Yeah,
for
that
me.
is tough.
Of course, like I would love to throw in again. If we're doing unlimited budget, you want to have a Kendrick on there. I'll throw Drake on there too. Like if we just talking about like running down hits and having a good ass concert that I want to go to. To me, you got to have a big three.
I didn't know you could do that.
Then,
Oh yeah, Drake. That would I guess that would be. You would probably want the big. Go ahead.
yeah, I run a big three. I would run. To me, Erykah Badu and Tim's would be on there. I think that Crit, Wale, and I don't give a fuck about Big Sean. But yeah, those two will definitely be in there. All right, we're gonna throw Meek right there.
Dreams
Ross-
and
That would be
Nightmares.
fun.
Dreams
Ross,
and
Ross
Nightmares.
is gonna be on there.
I was gonna say Ross too.
I
and
forgot about Ross.
I was gonna say Ross too. That ain't production. It's just
I'm trying to think of like who else has put on a really, really good show that I could think of. Right now, I'll kind of round off a little bit right there. Because to me, Lil Wayne, to me the Lil Wayne Hot Boys big timer shit. Like I was prepared to spend money when they came to Charlotte. I'm so happy that I did. When I seen this, I was actually happy because I had just forgot to pay for the tickets, and then I was like, God damn! When I was seeing niggas at the show, turned the fuck up. But they actually have it here. But the Lil Wayne Hot Boys big timers, that grouping, that's so much of my middle school, late elementary school that I need. And I need the Wayne set, the big timer set, the Juvie set. We don't need a BG set. It's okay. It's okay, BG.
The bills, huh?
Yeah,
It ain't hard to spend. What was he even talking about?
we talking about
Juvenile.
Juvie. Well, he spoke about a bunch of things.
Fuck
in
with
there.
them niggas, huh?
Ha.
Yeah, I just know the hook.
Yeah. I'm
That
trying to
shit
think,
was
for
dropping
me
though.
that's about it. Yeah, Tim's is on there.
Hey, you know who would be tough though, depending on where it's at. Master P and No Limit.
I don't care for my festival. I'm not bringing Master P on my festival.
But that was a time. Though.
They-
that was
them
a
boys
time.
used to
That
go
was
crazy.
around that
I
same
would do
time, too.
Lil Jon and Friends for sure. Oh yeah, all right.
Lil Jon,
Throw
that
Lil
would be
Jon and
crazy.
Friends on mine. He's on mine.
That would be crazy. Niggas gonna turn.
'Cause
That
I just
shit
need
got a nostalgia for us.
Let me get Usher on my R&B day.
Usher is
I
crazy.
gotta
too.
get Usher on my
You
R&B
throw
day.
Usher on.
I gotta
that
get
Usher's
Usher on my
crazy.
R&B
That's
day.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat would be one.
Chris Brown.
Oh my! All right,
Chris
you're
Brown.
right.
Breezy.
I don't care nothing about Chris Brown,
Bro,
but I
Chris
do
Brown.
need a 3-6 with Project Pat in there.
Mm.
That'll be another one, another group.
He
know
getting
that-
that now. He preaching.
Listen, we'll bring him back.
Oh, and then
He
let me
can
get,
do a Pastor
oh
Mace.
yeah, and then let me get Jada and them boys too for my first day.
Hey, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah,
Styles P, yeah, let me
Jadakiss
get
go
them boys.
by
Yeah.
himself. Even
Yeah,
just go
let me
dog.
get
Go set
them
a good
boys.
show.
And
Yeah.
they put on a great show.
Great show, great show.
I
Let's
think I
put
got
them
my list
boys.
ready.
All right.
All right, so my
This
list
nigga Tone
ready.
broke out the goddamn notepad.
Because my
All the
memory,
rest
bro.
was freestyle.
It's because of my memory. My memory just short, and they ain't want to forget it. Oh, okay. So T.I. was at the top of my list because, like, I done seen T.I. perform. Yeah, good performance. I would want Uncle Luke. That's crazy,
Okay.
but I think that would
The
be
Bachelor.
that's
Turning
gonna
all the way
turn
up.
all the
That
way
is
up, bro.
just turning all the way up.
We gonna turn that shit to Freak Nick 25.
That
Hey,
will
that's
go
going
off, bro.
crazy.
I had Outkast on my
Pick
list.
with it all, put with it. My bad. Go ahead.
The rest of these, okay, so that was like my 3 rappers, and then I got special mentions at the end. So 3 rappers, 3 R&B, Usher, Charlie Wilson. I don't know if y'all ever seen Charlie Wilson perform, but he made me a believer.
Charlie.
Yeah, he made me a believer. Good
I feel like
performer.
I've seen
bro.
him perform, man.
He's a good performer, bro. Like
Let me get the whole Gap band, bro. Bring them niggas.
Yeah, hey, Charlie Wilson by himself is a good show, bro. Trust me.
Hey, Dirty Sprite Future would be crazy.
I don't know why I forgot.
56
He part of the
March Madness. Bro.
March Madness going on in that motherfucker, bro.
Bro, I had New Edition on there. New Edition and Charlie Wilson did a concert together, but New Edition is my favorite group. And Outkast. New Edition and Outkast, favorite two groups.
Make sure you get Bobby right though.
Yeah, special mention to Wiz Khalifa, and then I said Neptune / NERD and Friends.
TBI got a hell of got the Gucci, so icy Gucci, or I'm a dog Gucci right in that loop.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, got Drew Hill. Bro, got Drew Hill on there too.
Yeah.
Bro, show his list so that they see what we talking about.
I was about to say original Gucci. That's what he. They got clone Gucci and original Gucci. Both of them out here now.
I'm talking about the Gucci that went on the run the same time Wayne went on the
run. They cloned Tyrone. That was name.
That Gucci right there. He was one of them.
What was that?
Him and Wayne was going neck for neck with whatchamacallit.
Gucci think I love her. What's that one? Susan? I think I love her.
Oh,
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. That time period right there.
Yeah, that was like
was crazy.
07 through 09. Him and Wayne was on the run at the same exact time.
You had to have 12. That was about the time when you had the 12 in the what you call? I don't remember what you were driving during that time period.
Yeah, probably it was just some random car.
Yeah. But I had 12 in the little Hyundai Elantra. Just motherfucker, the whole car jumping.
Yeah, I would put. Never mind.
But yeah, I think you was about to read TBI list.
Oh, was it?
Oh, I was asking you to. I don't know if you was.
Wayne, is he old Future? I was about to say odd Future.
That's what I thought it was.
Dirty Sprite version. T.I., Old Jeezy, Thug Motivation, Ross, New Kendrick, Rocco, Travis Porter for the Twerk Session, Gucci, Old So Icy
Travis
version.
Porter's all right.
Jagged Edge, 112, and Drew Hill.
Them niggas came out for Walk of Set at a show that I went to, and they turned that bitch up. Boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
If we gonna go Atlanta, let me get Young Dro and Young LA.
Bro, I meant to put Young Dro on that. T.I. and Young
Dro, yeah, Young LA. You know, it's a whole generation of motherfuckers that just learned that Young LA be with J Rock.
You got to know the boy futuristic, ain't it? I work to make the man do the jump, man. Can't it? You got to know this the remix right here. My boy was dog.
I forget what because he went crazy.
Guapi.
I said,
pockets extra sloppy. Don't I like my vegetables, extra cheese and broccoli?
That nigga had a scarecrow hat on while saying that shit too. That shit was crazy.
Scarecrow hat.
Yeah.
Don't I be with J Money serving
everybody?
You know somebody else who cold on the R&B set?
Who?
Life Jennings.
Oh yeah, give me
Life Jennings, bro.
Nah, he ain't making
Must be nice.
He probably get like 3 songs and then get out of there.
Yeah. That nigga
he gonna be on that bottom line though. We gonna break him out real quick.
That nigga coming in when niggas is still swiping their tickets. One of them early performers.
Motherfuckers try to park. He's singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all ignore my Neptunes and Friends though. I still think
that's a good one.
I ain't interested. I already told you how I feel about.
I ain't talking about Fabulous Air. Matter of fact, I was listening to one of them on Fight Night too.
I don't like. I ain't a big.
I said Neptunes.
You know somebody else too?
Neptunes is the production company.
I ain't a big fan of the
T-Pain.
Oh yeah,
T-Pain to go crazy at the smash. Oh yeah, his performance probably be crazy.
The Neptunes, Pharrell best beat probably Feds Watch.
I give him one song. I'd give him one song, but Ray J. I let Ray J come.
Man, the Neptunes is clips. The Neptunes is clips. That's Snoop Dogg. You got it's plenty of hits, bro.
Oh no, they got hits.
That's what I'm talking about. Like but I said, Neptunes.
After you go, you give me Grinding and then Feds Watching. I don't care nothing about the rest of that.
I listen to Beautiful. Dog. Jay-Z got some tracks.
Beautiful is cool.
Jay-Z got plenty. Give it to me. Give me that.
I don't really like that song.
That's one of my joints.
All them damn Cappers ruined that for me, boy. I don't care nothing about.
They didn't do that. We ain't had it at our school.
Oh, that was the Kappa song that I guess.
That wasn't at our school.
I ain't really too.
Them cats was wearing silk pajamas.
The Kappas was on some bullshit, but they wouldn't. They
real production overrated. Fuck it.
Ah, you tripping, bro?
Sheesh.
Fuck it.
Damn.
That's a clip.
I'm a Timberland guy.
Which one of y'all niggas is putting on seeing sounds and just push and play going through?
I actually do.
Tone is. The rest of y'all 2 niggas ain't.
Putting on what?
The Neptunes.
That's NERD. That's the group. That's not the Neptunes album. That's a separate thing.
NERD.
Neptunes is the production company. Neptunes is the production company.
Everybody left out Beyonce.
Well, that's not.
I forgot her.
Like, every woman.
Well, I mean,
every woman would have her.
I take her sister though. I take Solange.
Big
Solange. She could open up for Tim's.
Yeah. Because if you can't bring the Beehive to a festival, it'd be too bougie.
I just don't care about hearing it. My festival.
I'm saying so y'all didn't like Nori when the Neptunes brought him out. I did. They hated.
What was that? What was it?
Yes, it was Super Thug. I think that was first.
I'm not that big of a
that
fucking.
Was corny ass.
The song was like I remember the time. When was the last time y'all played that song?
No, I hear them. I listen to those songs, but
that shit aged like static in headphones.
They be on the old games. I was listening. It's one of them. On Fight Night, they got that tit.
I got one more.
Oh, that tat. That's that Fab shit. Yeah.
I got one last one.
Movie like.
I heard him on the way over here. I got one last one. Give me Busta Rhymes too.
Oh yeah,
hey,
that
hype concert, bro.
He is one of the most underrated rappers.
No,
of
he
the previous generation.
Missy Elliott, bro. Bro,
Missy would be cold.
Missy would be cold. Like if I can get Missy and Timbaland in the same building anyway, and they got something to do with the concert, I know it's gonna be dope.
That's that shit that Pharrell was doing in what is it?
Something by the beach. I gotta get in.
Something by the water.
To me, everything pre that, because the thing is that like Busta was like,
I think I gotta do a lot of things.
The thing is that Busta was
talking about, bro.
I gotta
go in. Bro, what are you talking about?
And
everybody was acting like that shit was the coolest shit ever. I was like, bro,
nah, he was just rapping
everything that I be doing because it doesn't matter.
But the thing is that Busta gets like a really bad rap now, but Buster also was like one of them guys back then. You can go from like Leaders of the New School to like his whole little run that he had. I forget like the whole Apocalyptic series that he had. But like Buster was a rapper.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I was trying to preference it with saying like prior to Look at Me Now, Buster. Because that was like the intentional commercial digestible just saying shit Buster that happened. But like prior to that, when you think about Buster and the records and his flows and what he was actually saying, he was a rapper.
Yeah,
he came up during the Tribe era and then transition.
The first time you seen that Buster and Janet Jackson video, how futuristic that shit was, and that was a video right when he had turned his locks into like the bull or the ram horns.
Oh yeah, he had like that shit was hard. That's back when the day. Janet Jackson was like my favorite woman on the planet. Between that and the I Get Lonely video, them was two.
Yeah, I was in love with Maya.
That was a little later though. They like Maya was like 2 years after Janet. I had a Janet Jackson run, bro. When she was in Nutty Professor too.
Bro, even Poetic Justice, I like Janet.
Yeah. I was a little too young for Poetic Justice. I ain't watched that till a couple years later, but it was that fucking I Get Lonely. She busted out that shit. I was like, young Johnny was going crazy.
We're telling us about his bathroom session.
Right. You see this video, buddy? Grandma called him in the room.
Oh, go take a bath. But bro, a wild boy for do that shit on the couch though. Like he's in the living room. That's some ignorant shit, bro.
Like grandma crib, bro. You tripping, bro? You need to get.
You deserve to get cussed out and put on the internet for that shit. You on that plastic couch,
sticking to it and shit.
Real quick, artist, you definitely not inviting.
21 Savage. He can't come.
Soulja Boy.
Nah, Soulja Boy can come, bro.
For do what song?
What I'm saying, bro, that was a time, bro. That was a time. That was a time.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Soulja Boy can go about maybe he almost got an hour set. Yeah, like you can run with like the early shit. He also gets the Dougie. He like that's a part of his set. They kiss me through the phone, but then you got Pretty Boy Sweat. Like he got shit like
somebody else that
like that nigga. You got a don't. That nigga got records, dog.
You know somebody else that a group that we used to kind of slight hate on, but the niggas was going crazy.
Fuck it, Soulja Boy over the Nerds. What? My bad. Go ahead.
Oh man,
Soulja Boy over Pharrell.
What was it called? Pretty Ricky.
No, they have a hell of a set.
Bro, he was murking them hooks, bro.
Yeah, I don't think anybody inside our generation
we didn't think about that. That would be a hard set too. Just for that nostalgia.
No, a Pretty Ricky set would be fire for a festival if you do 35 and up, 30 and up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, pretty. Yeah.
You said people.
Our old folk concerts is gonna be funny in the future. Like, imagine these concerts when people like 50 and they perform like the Temptations still with they new members and stuff. Yeah, imagine that in the future. Our old concerts is gonna be funny, bro.
This shit's fire. This probably gonna be lit. We gonna be some old turnt motherfuckers.
75. You gonna be
imagine rapping on a cane. Motherfucker got a cane still spitting.
It'll be fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. People that like an artist that I wouldn't want at a concert. Damn, Johnny, I'm gonna throw to you.
No, y'all ain't like my first.
Yeah, we not get Ray J can't come.
Oh yeah, Ray J's a good one not to come.
Yeah, Ray J can't come.
I just want to hear about people that I just want to hear one way. I want to hear I'm sprung.
Do that shit on your own time. Don't have.
Bro, this is my concert, bro. This is my fucking festival.
He like Ray J can come. He want to hear one wish.
My fucking festival.
Like, man, nah, Ray J can come sing one wish.
Yeah, he got one song. He gonna be, then he out.
Yeah, I can't think of like a specific.
Not
if
one
I can't
artist
say for real. I don't know.
Oh no, what's his boy name? That's who can't fucking come. What's his name again?
Brent Faiyaz.
Brent Faiyaz. Fuck that.
Oh damn, Brent probably needed to be on like he's on like the third line of my festival.
I don't want to hear that shit.
How big of a font he got, bro?
He's under Party Next Door, but Brent can give me a 45-minute set.
Pause.
A 45-minute set. There ain't no pause on that.
Johnny thinking gay shit, overthinking gay shit, Johnny.
Yeah.
I thought he said something else. I thought I was anticipating something else.
Damn Kanye. But like, I fuck with Ye a little while ago.
Yeah, if I can get him to do My Dark Twisted Fantasy plus the Good Friday Sessions live.
And College Dropout too. I don't want to.
Oh, that'd be another like if you like how Wiz Khalifa, he's done like he does Cushion Orange Juice in concert at festivals, and like getting an artist to do just an album for me, if I can get him to do College Dropout, Dark Twisted Fantasy, I'm in.
Oh man, Unc said they booed Red and Meth off the stage because they wanted to hear and see Sexy Red. The youth are idiots. Like, bro, that's crazy.
Oh no, well, if they came for Sexy Red and you got Red and Meth out there,
it just don't make sense. That sounds like a bad.
Like Sexy Red fans are going to boo.
Yeah,
that was their Ari Lennox setup.
Yeah,
they said we want
she set
Sexy
herself
Red.
up just being on that tour. But
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, like that. It shouldn't be kids.
Yeah,
well, Red and Meth shouldn't be performing in front of kids. Like it's just different demographics.
Yeah,
like they should
like,
be.
That's from Power. Can't come. Sexy Red can't.
They said why that lawyer from Power up there rapping?
Right. Yeah, like they don't know Red.
Genuine can't come to my.
Genuine.
Hey, bro. Why Genuine can't come,
smack, bro.
This guy here, bro.
We just definitely Johnny's not in the production team at all.
Johnny just got his own concert with Eminem and like that. Like it's a weird concert.
Bro, I like Eminem and Lose It. Like back in the 90s, Eminem
this your shit. He gonna have a big font. You giving him an hour and a half set.
We gonna
Eminem. We gonna hear that nigga after he run down Slim Shady. He gonna be rapping almost offbeat and forcing punchlines.
No, we ain't gonna letting him do none of the new shit, bro. This nigga like he's stopping after like Eminem show.
Then that nigga catalog
like 7 songs. He got 3 albums, bro. He got
like 7 songs.
Bro, he got stuff he did with Dr. Forgot About Dre. He got a few little loose, like he got a few little joints.
You keep saying the same song, Lose Yourself. The nigga said Lose Yourself 5 times already. Like, I think, in my opinion, this is another hot take. I think Eminem's overrated. I don't give a shit about
even
much of him. I think
my band. That's what he go for.
Right. He gonna bring out D12.
My band.
My thing is that I never understood when did Eminem get put into the best rapper conversation.
I think it was because rappers.
I ain't never say he was best. Hey, hold on. Wait,
he was a parody rapper.
I didn't say he was best rapper or nothing. I just
now you put him on your festival.
I want to go
the one that you could choose anybody. You put him over Kanye. You put him over Jay. You put him over like mad
I've seen
niggas.
Kanye perform and shit.
You put him over Jay-Z.
Nobody put Jay-Z in their festival. None of y'all niggas said Jay-Z. None of y'all niggas said Jay-Z.
We talking about you. I also
none of y'all niggas.
None of us put Eminem in our festival.
Right.
Jay-Z was never said until now.
For the record, I put him with Neptunes and Friends.
All I'm saying, none of us put Eminem in our festival either.
Well, none of y'all put Jay-Z either. So like,
that's cool. But if I was to choose Jay-Z or Eminem, I'm going Jay-Z. Guaranteed.
You just said you ain't like
if I'm choosing Soulja Boy or Eminem, I'm going with
Soldier Boy.
No, I'm going. I'm rocking.
Who can't come to my concert? Eminem.
No, that's a fact. That's actually the fact. That's actually a fact. My bad. We said it on your headliner.
No, it wasn't my headliner.
That was your
It wasn't my headliner. It wasn't my
Hey, the way
headliner.
he said it like nigga was gonna co-sign that
He
shit.
wasn't my headliner.
He was got.
And he got songs like "Lose Yourself."
He was on the first day. He wasn't my
Eminem
headliner.
and then looked around like like niggas finna co-sign that. Get out of here.
Mortgage.
No, he gonna do Mockingbird. We gonna get like he gonna do Lose Yourself. He gonna do
Say, I
Real
sit
Slim
back,
Shady.
this pack
He gonna do Forgot About Dre.
It gets me, the shit needed.
Hey, nah, if he do Renegade, that shit.
No, that shit
will
is
go.
D12 got a couple purple.
Nah, you getting that Renegade back.
Purple
Yeah.
Hills.
But it's only 7
My
of
band. That's why he ain't gonna be.
It's
the
only
number
7
one.
songs, my boy.
He ain't gonna be the number one, but
Oh,
I'm
man.
rocking out with Eminem. I'm standing
Alright.
on that.
Now, there's some songs I could barely hear from Eminem, but he wouldn't be
cool.
invited to my concert though. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
a concert. Like,
Fucking stand. Like he had a couple.
Please.
I
still
listen to
going.
it at his concert.
He had a couple.
You done finally got the 7. All
Let's
right, now name more. Nigga about to start saying kamikaze and shit. No, we ain't listening
rap,
to that shit.
rap God. We can't
Not
play-
interested. Not interested.
But no,
Yeah.
fuck it, man. Fuck
You
it.
was banging. You was riding around the rap god.
that one was a joke.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that one was.
I
a
hope
joke.
so.
That one
You
was-
ain't laugh after. I ain't know.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all good with that? Or y'all want to go? You got comments you want to go over? Or we good?
I think I done went over him for the most part.
Okay.
Mhm.
He said MNM.
Yeah, he came back and spelled it right the second time.
Okay.
Eminem, I shot at everybody he ever did a verse with.
I thought he was being funny with it. I was about to say that's hilarious.
God damn it! I feel like we did the same thing last week. I feel like
Y'all
I
niggas battle it out.
whooped Johnny ass. What's up?
Wait. Y'all tired anyway. Throw Tone in this bitch.
Oh man.
Tone want to get something paused.
Johnny,
All right,
get
Johnny.
your ass out of here.
Yeah, it looks like you last, my boy. Tone. All right, so it looks like it's me. Oh no, Tone.
I mean, you decide who go first.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm.
You out about it?
Yeah. Now it looks like it's me, then Tone, then,
And then-
Rail, then Johnny. This is this would be.
Hey, make them niggas battle it out again, bro. They got
Oh, no,
He already lost. man.
Johnny lost early. This is what when people
alright.
use the word meritocracy. This is an example of meritocracy, where
Where's
your
this
place in line comes from where you won and what you actually did. Sometimes you can go first.
Johnny
Sometimes
on the
you
losing
end up
streak.
at the end of the line.
It's all right.
But
Johnny
you
on
know,
the
It's
sweet
all right.
losing
it's all a product of the
ebbs and-
merit and the
it's
actions
ebbs and
that you put
flows.
into.
Don't worry.
We
We go.
lost 3 last week.
We
and you
go.
just lost.
Shout out to Johnny for being predictable.
We gonna vote. We gonna vote that meritocracy out of there.
All right, let's if you could pull up my memes, please. You can see where we can get to.
I surely lost it.
And I miss you.
All right, let's get it.
Okay. Let's see let's start at all right. I'll start funny and then we can kind of move our ways around. The guy second row right. I thought that this was funny.
Right here.
Yeah.
We finna go to the what? Oh, it's this big vat of liquid that we can't breathe in, that we all jump in and try not to drown.
I've seen this.
For fun.
Ah, hell nah, y'all nigga tripping.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Ed, we gotta go to sleep.
Gotta do what, bro? We don't do that where I'm at, man. Gotta do what?
Oh, we have to lie unconscious every night for hours, hallucinating vividly, or will malfunction.
Hell no, you trying to kill me? Hell no, I'm up, nigga.
Yo, that's crazy.
What's wrong?
What do you mean?
I mean, you sitting there yelling at the screen.
No, it's cause I like it.
Then why you yelling at it?
It's like a good yell.
Oh.
Come Come on, hey, we finna go.
All right, it's good. I thought that was hilarious. There are certain things that if you was to describe it, like skydiving,
swimming. But
I'm gonna jump out a plane.
But that's extreme because not a lot of people skydive, but everybody swims though.
Oh no. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like that, when you explain what you're doing for fun, that can kill you. To like somebody that has no. Same thing with sleeping. When you actually think about what sleeping is, so we're just gonna sit and lie and reset ourselves while hallucinating, because that's really what dreams are. It's just hallucinations. I think that it's
not actually hallucination.
What would it be?
It's actually your brain chemicals that's firing off.
And what is it making?
A lot of it plays back memories that you had, and it's based off of like things that you've seen and people that you've actually seen. So
and what is it? Is it reenacting new scenarios, or is it just a playback?
I mean, okay, I see where you might say hallucination, but I think it's a
really
little different.
You in a different dimension.
I think it's a little different, but I see where you're going with that.
See where I'm going. I'll go another funny one. If you can go the one right underneath him. If you ever rode in an ambulance car, but I like this one. This is a different.
My daughter, she is a very special.
What else?
And all those little kids, they look up to her. My daughter.
Hey.
Okay. Okay.
That's my daughter. That's my daughter. My daughter.
All right, that's enough for that.
Bro, tripping, bro.
Hey, you can't tell, bro, he ain't the lead singer. Like, bro, just thinking.
That's like an update of a classic. Ever rode in the ambulance?
Somebody said in the comment, it said the B side of ambulance. That's exactly what it sounds like. The B side.
But shout out to all the guys with daughters, and elevate your daughters. Make sure you show love, all that fun stuff. I'm just doing 3, so we can land at the top. If you scroll up, he's actually been someone that he's been coming across my timeline a lot recently. He has some really interesting commentary, and I thought that this one was really, really interesting. It's kind of long, so eventually I'll just kind of tell you to cut it. But yeah, if you could play.
Elephant in the room.
What happened?
I got really fucked up last night.
That you did.
Blacked out. Then you know what happened next? The shame. The shame. That shame when that shame get a hold of you, bro. And this is the thing, bro. I've been dealing with alcohol and some type of drug since I was 15. Mm-hmm. So I'll be 35
right
in July. So we talking about 20 years.
Right.
And it's like, that should just put things in perspective. I was like, man, I really hate this feeling. But you also don't want to admit, like, I might have a fucking problem. You know what I mean? Because even if I ain't drinking every day, the clear sign of alcoholism is once you start, you can't stop.
Right.
That shit really made me like analyze myself today. Like, damn, bro, I might be an alcoholic for real. Like,
I wouldn't think you're an alcoholic, but I just think you like socially drink though.
I think it's when I'm in a high stress. Like, I've been dealing with a lot of stress lately and just overwhelmed. 15, when I decided like I ain't playing sports no more. It's been on ever since, nigga. 16 is when the alcohol really started becoming a thing. So then we go through the weed. It go from weed and alcohol to pills and alcohol and weed. Selling coke, start doing coke, and then everything. Molly, we fuck with the Molly, we fuck with the ecstasy. I was not a Xanax person because I like remembering the shit I do, but like I had a little short spell with Xanax at like 19, 20. And it's just like, damn, y'all, I was like really analyzing that shit, bro. To be here where I'm at, that's a blessing for sure. But the way that I look at it today and the way I felt is like, even if it's functional, even if we had a good time, even if I wasn't belligerent or disrespectful and it was laughs and it was jokes and it was kikiing, it's the feeling of like, I blacked out at some point. I don't remember shit.
Right.
And then the shame part. And then it's like, okay, this is a symptom of something deeper, right? Like I'm dealing with something deeper to the point where it's like, okay, I might have a fucking.
All right.
Yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting. And I think he put a word on like a feeling that I be having, like especially if I go like a day when like you just go hard for a little bit. Where, and this is also like something like even like when like with those things here at the house, and that next day I be needing like a full day to kind of like process through my mind every single thing that happened. If I was wilding, if I had good.
You remember just sitting that text, hey, did I fuck up last night?
right. But he put the word shame because like but I think that's actually what it, like when I wake up in the morning, there's like this weird feeling that sits there where I'm just thinking back, all right, was I wilding? And it's like an uneasy little thing until I don't know, like it kind of like passes over a little bit. That I hadn't really thought to like articulate as that, but to me, when he said it, like when you get really, really fucked up, especially around a lot of people, you be like, even like you said, even if it's like kiki laugh, it is all good and fun. For me, the first thing that I feel when I first wake up would be,
what the fuck happened?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like it's like this weird shame-ish feel. Like it's a different emotion than being like mad or scared or anything like that. It's just like,
but let me ask you this though:
was I out here looking crazy?
Because, like, I understand when alcohol is involved in social settings, you wake up. But like, I found that even if alcohol is not involved and it's a big social setting like that, where it's people I haven't seen, you don't. Because even then, I wake up and I'm like, I wonder, how this played out, how that played out, especially if a lot of things happen.
Give an example of like this version of a social set. I think that we have
like the most recent one was like my pop's funeral, and it was a whole bunch of family that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Then I can see that.
And like I was,
if you properly played the part,
right? And then I woke up the next day, and it was like, I wonder, how that. But it's been like other situations where it's like in church stuff or like work things where like you're like it's a social setting. And then you wake up the next day, and it's very similar to the feeling that I've had when I got fucked up. And I wake up, and I'm like, but it's like an anxiety thing, and it's not always alcohol that like sets it off. Alcohol, like usually, it happens more when alcohol is involved, obviously, but like it's not something that's.
But it sounds like you're explaining like, do we experience different like shame in our lives in general? I would say yes.
And those reflective moments. I understand what you're saying. I definitely have heard that too.
And I don't disagree with you. I know that for me, going to like the stay to the topic of the meme and not just like the tier too far off of it. For me, that is like there is a specific. If I get a certain level of drunk, I do feel a version of shame for even like feeling like, damn, you actually got drunk. This could even be if I just got too drunk off an accident, and we might be like, I don't know, just like inside a scenario that doesn't necessarily involve a bunch of people or anything like that. It's like, damn, why you get that drunk? That wasn't you ain't need to do that. It's still like a certain level of personal shame that I would put on myself to be like, you ain't have to go that far. Like, what'd you do that for? That's just me personally.
No, I think we have all had that too. Yeah, I've definitely had that too. And then even like listening to the conversation that they were having, that and this is something that like I try not to do is when somebody's like, somebody's confessing a bad behavior that they've acknowledged within themselves, and what person naturally want to do is like make you feel a little better about it. So he was like, I don't think you have drinking around. You can just kind of socially drink and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? We naturally want to do that. I kind of try not to do that because I find that like what we'll do is we'll try to normalize bad behavior in others because we do it too. Does that make sense? Like, and I think that I found that we do that in way more areas than just like something like drinking. But yeah, like I see that, and I think that that's one of the biggest problems is like because everybody can co-sign the fucked up thing, or everybody's doing the fucked up thing, we'll just normalize it and act like that this shit is what's supposed to be happening. And
but I don't think normalizing it means we're saying it's good or not, but like it's just more of an admitting of the reality that most people aren't going to be, perfect, and there are going to be some weaknesses because life is hard. It's hard to go like what person has no vices though.
No, I get that, but the only thing I'm saying is that like we do need to bring back shame. That is something that I really feel.
I mean, but what benefit has shame done to like culturally, like life wasn't better back when shame.
Well, I would say prevalent. One thing that shame would do is that it would, if you were gonna do the wrong thing, you was gonna hide it. Now, like I said, we normalize the bad behavior, and now everybody feels that this is acceptable behavior.
But I think hiding it makes there's a lot of people that OD. Like I think a lot of people when they hide stuff, it just makes the problem worse, and there's no solution to the problem either. If everybody's just hiding and doing this thing behind closed doors, they're gonna always be that. And I think solutions come once people start admitting, "Hey, I do that thing too."
Right.
And then, so it's not necessarily saying it's one's bad, but normalizing it. It's like stigma. Like there's a difference between like stigma goes like a long way in like preventing like progression when it comes to addiction and healing. So you want to be careful with like stigma, because like the shame can be like counterproductive if it turns to stigma, because that's been proven that like stigma actually like reduces like people getting off of addiction and dependency, because like that shame actually is counterproductive a lot of times. So I don't think necessarily shame, but like the normalization of it can lead to reductions in it and people realizing, hey, this isn't it's not a good behavior, but it's a normal behavior, and maybe we can learn to work within that. But like shaming and telling people they're abnormal, I don't think that works all the time.
I don't know, and I guess that I use words like that because like I'm not so easily like niggas be getting like, oh, shame, it makes me feel like, bro, I'm not that like triggered by word, words and shit. I think I understand what you're saying, but I think
there's been studies on stigma though, like stigmatizing people and how that prevents them from seeking help and staying within that addiction and keeping it hidden. But there's been studies on that.
What I'm saying is that the effects of do you think that the individual, I understand that you can have the individual that it makes the individual worse, but then the actual population, because of shame, knows that this is not the thing that we should be doing. There's gonna be individuals that are gonna be affected. I understand what you're saying. It can make you feel so bad that then you go and binge. I can understand that, but as an individual, I understand that can be harmful. But for the population, I feel like that is to the betterment, because we're kind of like normalizing everything that anybody could want to do other than kill them. Matter of fact, hell, you watching the right shit.
But are we normalizing that? Bro was talking about how
this is like a more introspective. It seemed like y'all kind of took the conversation like somewhere.
Yeah, we did.
We did. But I was gonna say, I don't think it makes it worse, because like bro's admitting that like it's an issue, and like he's not like, and like culturally, I think that's where you start getting like two solutions as far as like overindulgence.
Like in my opinion, like if we can kind of try and bridge the gap a little bit, like what he's doing is like the vulnerable part of speaking through, even if like outwardly it doesn't necessarily seem as though, and what he spoke about, like questioning, maybe I have alcoholism, or I have symptoms that can lead me to alcoholism, and like the vulnerability and self-reflection of actually sitting and having that, and then being able to like actually sit with your feelings and be like, the shame, like what comes after that. And to me, like I said, like that was a feeling that I didn't specifically was able to identify, but when he said it hit perfectly. And in which I think that there's value in even like that, the reflection piece, because if that shame part to himself, and I think like you're talking about like more on a societal thing, I think like for him identifying that he doesn't feel positive about this thing, even if like socially it is accepted, and the guy even kind of like said, well, it's not you're not that bad. But like he's like doing personal reflection, and I think that that's more so. I guess what if I was trying to steer the conversation, I think he threw in a good comment right there that kind of speaks directly towards it as well, where like that reflection of like when you're. This is specifically speaking about drinking, and like I said, for me it was relatable. But whatever like a vice or a thing is that you're doing, where like you might have a level of reflectiveness to where, or shame, or he used the word embarrassment, when dealing with that, and how you kind of like if we use the word normalize, how you rationalize it within yourself.
All
Yeah, I guess if you could read, I think that was a good contributor.
The embarrassment the next day after blacking out or just getting a little too drunk is exhausting. It almost hurts your soul to think, did I do something that embarrassed me or hurt someone's feelings? Mm-hmm. All right, we moving on.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna lighten the mood for a second.
I'll wait.
Let's switch it up.
I'll wait. Don't worry.
You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Be waiting a while if we get to it.
Bro, I've been told you to stop talking to her. She messed the whole entire basketball team and the soccer team. So bad. Man, y'all don't know her like I know her. She ain't that bad of a person. Come on now. I mean, whatever. Bro, what the hell was that? I know damn well ain't nobody in here taking her. Oh my God. All the other stalls open except for this one right here. Hey, yo, who in here? Hey, yo. Bro, somebody in here taking a shit. That's crazy. Hey, yo, we finna wait right here and see who come out this stall so we can tell the whole school that was in here taking a big, nasty shit. Hell yeah. I'm gonna pull up my camera and record them when they come out too so I can send it to the school group chat. Hey, yo, I think it's Tony that's in there. Don't nobody wear them shoes but him.
That's the shoes.
Bro, that's the part that got me right there. Be like,
man, school was not that bad, bro.
Bro, it ain't even just school. You ain't ever been in public trying to like somewhere where everybody know you just try to sneak off and get one off real quick.
Hey, like my man Q say, man, sometimes you gotta take a shit in public. You gotta own it sometimes. Like you just
I take shit in public.
Like you got you just gotta.
I ain't gonna
own
lie,
it.
being a truck driver, you mess around and you know what I mean. That's just one of those things.
You gotta take a shit in public.
Tell people,
sometimes you be having the handicap stalls. Like today at Rock Hill, they have the family handicap when we supposed to change the baby in and stuff, but it's just one stall.
That's where you went in there.
Yeah, I went in there.
Oh, nah. See, that was talking specifically about being in
out
school.
my phone. I locked the door. It was good.
Yeah, in school it
was like that, bro.
Yeah,
you like
didn't
go in there with your shoes.
You like to go when class was
it
going.
Wasn't that it was embarrassing. The school bathrooms were just disgusting. Like that's the reason why I never took a shit at school.
Oh, nah, our bathrooms was all right.
Nasty bathrooms, bro. Like.
Was our bathroom? Y'all remember our bathrooms being nasty at school? No. I think ours was pretty good.
It probably happened, but I don't remember it.
If I had to go to the bathroom at school, I always went to very specific.
I had a specific one to. I was able to go to the nurse's office.
Oh,
shout out Miss Suggs.
My pops wasn't able to do that. My pops worked.
Shout out Miss Suggs.
I used to go to that teacher's workroom bathroom.
That's fire.
That was a good year.
I'm gonna move on the conversation. This is Boost.
You said I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous
every other rapper. You gotta understand, and they building this case on Diddy to get all us on the back end. Cause everybody gonna fly out. How you think we gonna see a bitch? You gotta fly out. Every bitch we fly in, every bitch you fly in, you gonna give her something. A little $1,000 before she go home. That is sex trafficking. You gotta watch who you fly in. They didn't flip this rule and take all us down, and nobody sees it. You can't be too freaky now.
Right.
They didn't flip this around and take all us down. Cause when Mad Day come, when you flew that bitch out, when she called back and tried to extort you, well, look, I'm gonna tell them you if you don't send me this. I got the flight. I got the cash out there. Just send me. You sent me there to do what? Fuck.
I got the video when you were asleep.
I got the video, everything. It's put together.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Other women gonna use this as a tool. The police finna use this Diddy tool to take everybody else down. Everybody who's smiling right now, be ready for the roundup.
You said I feel Diddy in jail for basically.
Yeah, so does he have a point?
Yeah, I thought that whole that it was loose. It was loose.
I'm saying, but we don't know if that one's going to stick though. Like, I mean, that's just an accusation. He hadn't got convicted of it yet, so I think there's a difference.
Well, but wasn't his sex trafficking thing him flying women in to be prostitutes at a party?
So it was literally the idea of, because we can't say that they was coming to be prostitutes, but I think that they were coming to join the festivities.
I think maybe it's because they flew in and then got like exploited
what I'm saying is like
after coming in.
No. It's been who else? It was somebody else that they recently had. They were saying the same thing. But they are literally using it, and by definition, that's what they're saying. You fly a girl out, and if you give her something, if you have sex with her and you get pretty much, if you say prostitution,
if you pay a woman,
if you pay a woman,
isn't prostitution illegal?
It is.
So I'm saying you can't give a.
So if you fly a woman and then pay the fucker.
But what I'm saying is that
I guess I'm kind of confused.
What if you giving that money for her light bill? There's like.
I mean, I understand what I'm saying is that at the end of the day,
like the Diddy thing was him paying them to fuck her, right? Like he used to have like people going for 24 hours and IVs in the room, according to like what the documents say.
But
and he was like paying the sex workers to fuck, and he watched it or something like that.
What he's saying is it's a slippery slope.
Hey, but hold on.
The basis on what they're using, that sex trafficking, that thing, the basis is that you flew them out and they pretty much was able to leave with some money. It's like you can't. I'm not a nigga with that's just flying people out. But if you fly a girl out, let's say y'all been talking on the phone for a minute, you fly her out for whatever reason, y'all had sex and she was disappointed in whatever happened, and disappointed in the joint, and she goes back. You literally that is still the same.
But that wouldn't be like if you paid her.
What I'm saying is,
because you fucked her.
How do you know if you paid? How do they know if you paid her?
Like if you send her home with money because y'all fucked.
But how do you prove that you did it though?
Real.
Like,
how do you prove if I say that you gave me some money? How do you?
I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Like,
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Johnny want to get in
because the difference is when Diddy did it, he had certain rules and like people couldn't leave. It was like a more of an extortion thing versus you flying somebody in just to have a good time, then you give them a gift on the back end. Those are two totally different things versus how Diddy was flying people.
And when we say a gift, we are talking about like you flew somebody in with the understanding that you was going to fuck them and then pay for their flight and give them money for the fucking that they did.
But I think that's totally different than what Diddy did.
Well, no, it is. But even if we just make it right there, like, isn't that like, are we confused that like that being illegal? Because that sounds like you're flying somebody, like you're flying a prostitute in, and you're paying them, and you're having sex, and then you're flying them out.
But you can't prove that.
Sounds
that's
like,
what I'm saying. You can't. The thing is, it's so
you can't
loose.
Prove what?
It's so loose that it's a slippery slope. But that's what he said.
Versus
like, if those guys been at the level that they're at,
like if you
talking
give
about
a woman a certain, like
what I'm saying is
transfer money to the person.
You ain't got to transfer money. If
you can say I paid a light bill.
I just paid and gave her a couple $100 in cash. I just gave her a couple $100.
Versus Diddy had people.
I flew a woman out and just gave her a couple $100.
No, I had a good time with her, so I wanted to leave her to send her off with some. You know what I mean? A couple of dollars.
I had a
we
good
had
time.
a good
like,
time.
When you say like that means like we had sex.
Well, I'm assuming
it could mean whatever. Y'all could have played Monopoly in that hole. Like y'all could have.
But I imagine playing Monopoly and you like sending her with some money. There's not even like a thing there.
Yeah.
But when you're saying a good time, just making sure we understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you're flying her in, and then you're saying you're having a good time, as in like having sex, correct?
Right. We did more than sex, but we did have sex.
But, right,
we had a good weekend.
All right, y'all had a good weekend when y'all
had a good
sex.
weekend, right?
And then you sent her back
with a couple
money.
of dollars.
Yeah, like where are we confused at? That sounds like
that's
I think if it's
that sounds like.
Why would you be sitting back?
I think
in regular relationships, you don't like send somebody back with money.
But that's because
it's not a regular relationship.
Because
it's not a regular, but it's not. It's also not.
Prostitution.
It's not sex trafficking either. Because
it's not necessarily prostitution, bro.
What is it?
You know the difference.
You got to fuck her and pay her.
The thing is that
prostitution. Y'all niggas using like soft language.
Q. The difference is for prostitution, you got to put that $40 on the counter first.
And how do you know that? What are you talking about? All right, niggas be running off with that.
Johnny done been on Sugar Creek and come in. Oh, that's why you was at the gas.
The only thing that make it not prostitution is video, which Diddy might be smart because he put it on video, so basically he could say he was shooting porn.
That could be its own thing. And but like I don't hear like anything that y'all are saying that doesn't make it prostitution.
Bro, that's crazy.
Flew in, had sex, gave him money. Y'all did y'all went and ate at some point as well.
Arguing because I don't really care that much, but I don't think that. Also, we ain't at the caliber.
Normalize prostitution.
We also ain't at the caliber of a nigga that just can peel off.
Hey,
we ain't on that type of time. But if you was the if
we had the money, it should be cool for us to fly in prostitutes.
Hey, that's what you got out of it.
Hey, we got
you traying me right now, bro.
I'm not like,
Yeah,
but what are you? But help me understand. What are you not saying? So you're saying like we don't have enough money to actually fly females and have a good time with them, and then send them with some money.
So let me ask you this: Would you ever? Well, I don't. Either way, would you ever, like, if you had money, you fly a girl out, right? Let's say that you met her on whatever dating site.
Okay.
You fly her out, and you just take her shopping. It ain't got to be money. It also can be gifts. So you mess around and y'all went shopping. She done grabbed some stuff, and then she goes home. That's the same. It's a slippery slope. Is all I'm saying. They're literally able
slippery
to.
slope. And again, like you flew her out, had sex, and then gave her a bag.
All right, bro.
That's
what they want anyway. They come
out. I'm saying like you keep skipping over like the main part because
that's not the main part.
But you can't give somebody money.
You
can't give somebody money.
You can, but if you fly them out
after I have sex, I can no longer give this woman.
Bro, like
money.
Wait, my bad. All right, so are you currently giving women money after you have sex? Like, what are you talking about?
But if I had more money,
like, if you just got money,
so if you did have more money, you would be paying. For
I'm just saying that, but I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
You wouldn't mind giving the girl a couple of dollars.
I'm not saying I'm doing it. We're talking hypothetical.
So y'all are saying if y'all had more money, y'all would pay for sex.
No, hypothetically, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it.
They're saying there's rappers there be doggone
paying for sex.
You gonna pay the bread, bro.
No,
you don't give us some bread.
With it.
What are we saying right now?
Hey, Unc say prostitution and relationship in a lot of ways are similar. Relationship, a man say he loved that woman, he won't have sex with her. He gives her things. Would he do it if she didn't give him sex? In some cases, people will.
A lot of relationships are transactional, but I mean, at the same time, bro, I think that like that's crazy. I don't think that that's prostitution, bro. If you meet a girl, you fly her out for the weekend. You fly her out for the weekend. Okay. Y'all have a great time, and then y'all do have sex as well.
What you think these red pill niggas is doing?
They're literally. He's saying you're literally gonna you can get anybody that got money. There's probably not a nigga that makes that kind of money that has never done that.
Now you got to label your transactions. Label that money as a gift, and then just have.
So you're saying that there's not a nigga that has a bunch of money,
but that make it not prostitution, right?
Yeah, you got to label your transaction. Yeah, I just gifted her this.
It's not me paying you for the act. See, that's prostitution. If we were making an exchange and declare what's the price,
so you would.
If you tell me a price. And I give you what you said in exchange
bought some pussy.
You just bought some pussy for sure. That's what you did.
But just making sure, like
if she give you a price, that's automatically prostitution.
You smash first and then give her what you want.
Do something nice for her. You go get you something nice.
But just make
that's not prostitution.
Mom says y'all got Johnny Sweat.
It could be.
Nah, y'all niggas is normalizing. Y'all attempting to make like. Y'all attempting to.
Yeah, so there's not illegal. Is there not a difference between tricking
and prostitution?
No, it depends on how it's happening. Right now, it sounds like you're flying somebody out. So help me understand. Would you be gifting her if y'all didn't have sex?
You might.
All right. So we are talking about
that's tricking.
Flying a woman out.
That's tricking. Yeah.
Oh no, that would be that literally would be tricking. But I'm trying to understand in any of these scenarios that y'all are talking about. Are y'all talking about flying a woman out, and a part of this is not getting sex, and then paying her, or flying this woman out, and then you paying her? What did I say? Yeah. You paying her and not having sex, or not having sex and you paying her? I feel like I'm
you said the same thing twice.
Yeah. My bad. None of us y'all understand that first.
He said you don't drop off and still give us some money. Would you do that basically?
What I'm saying, well, first off, let me
on, just answer that straight question.
My wife, hey, fam.
You gotta make sure it's straight.
But at the same time, what I'm saying is that it's
and would she be mad if she didn't get paid?
Well, it's not about being mad. Okay. Because at the end of the day, whether you gave her the money or not, she can still say the same thing if the law is what it is.
I'm just asking the question about what I asked.
Right, but bro,
now if you flew out, you ain't giving no money, and she gave you the coochie. It's not prostitution, bro.
It's clearly not.
That's not prostitution.
But then also, would she be mad because you didn't hold up your end of the bargain?
But there was that's prostitution when you talk about the
bargain.
If you made a bargain, then it's prostitution.
Okay, cool. But so again, now I'm
prostitution like a bargain.
Not for sure. But again, y'all didn't answer the question that I asked.
What are you asking?
I asked if you brung her in and you didn't get sex, would you still be paying?
Well, first of all,
in any of these scenarios that we're talking about,
it depends on what I.
I'm talking about any of the scenarios we are talking about.
What I'm saying is, it depends on the time. Like, if I actually appreciated the shit, and you know what I mean, we had a good time, and I got the bread like that, I said you might get a couple of dollars because it ain't that serious.
And
it's about I want you regardless. It's not about just.
I would say the issue with this, the way you worded it is straight up prostitution. It's the way you worded it. Like the way, like, because of how you saying it, like
you ain't never, bro.
If a girl is just my friend and I just give her some money, I'm just giving her some money. I would do this whether she was giving me sex or not. If there's a stipulation of I'm gonna give you money depending on if you give me sex.
No, that's
every scenario that y'all talked about was Boosie was just talking about
getting the money.
Diddy was just talking about that. There's fly out, sex, money.
Right.
It might be drinks and fun times and going out to eat in between there. But the contract is fly out, you pay for that shit, you drop off, and then she gets money and she leaves.
What I'm saying is if the stipulation
without a deal, that's not
exactly without a deal.
Like without a deal.
No,
that's not
the act
prostitution.
is still the act. It's like what you did. If that was the contract, whether it's signed literally or not, if that's the understanding.
But I think
the reality is that is what it is. Like I don't know why.
Bro, it's kind of similar to insider trading.
Are we saying that like
it's almost similar to insider trading? Like you have to have a lot of proof to prove it.
Okay.
I do get what Boosie was saying though. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope for sure.
Or just don't fly bitches out
and pay him for sex.
Pay him for sex.
Like, don't pay him.
Like it's like a really easy thing. Like you can fly bitches out. Fuck them.
You gotta fly 5 of them out, and you pay all 5 of them, but you only sleep with 3 of them.
What if we just don't pay bitches?
That too, but I'm
like
saying
it's like such a weird thing that we keep.
No, the reason I'm saying pay is if you gonna make it,
you're not gonna get 5 bitches out there if you ain't.
It sounds good.
It don't sound good. You think Chris Brown has to pay
now you
women
talk about Chris Brown,
bro. If they coming around Chris Brown,
they're not coming around Chris.
They talking about famous niggas.
No, we talk. But
anybody with enough status, you don't have
famous people. We're talking about in general.
We said Diddy. You said niggas with enough money.
But we talking about
I imagine you got enough money to do that shit to fly bitches out and pay.
If a woman know you got, if a woman know you got the money and she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna come hang with you. She's coming for the money. A lot of
y'all niggas want to get rich and engage in prostitution.
I wouldn't do that. I'm saying what it is though. I'm telling you what it is.
That's the only thing. Like y'all trying to make this shit sound good, but that's what.
No, I'm trying to say that it's not. It shouldn't be against the law.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Niggas shouldn't go to jail for
if you believe that prostitution is against the law.
So you think niggas should go to jail for it?
For what, prostitution?
Yeah, for buying.
I think that's a different conversation. But what it is prostitution.
He was talking about going to jail for it though. His whole premise was we're gonna go to jail for it.
Well, because if it's an illegal act, just by the law, that's what it would mean. You can always just fly bitches out and not pay.
I still don't think niggas should go to jail for it.
Niggas should be able to trick. Niggas should be able to trick if they want to trick.
No, I'm saying so these rappers don't get arrested for doing things.
Just don't fly bitches and fuck them and then pay them.
So you can trick.
That's not
but
tricking.
Just don't
that's
pop.
prostitution.
So you saying trick but don't pop?
Unless you put it on video. If you put it on video, then you all good.
So you saying trick but don't pop?
No, what they're saying is recorded.
No.
That's what he said.
They're getting recorded. Like if we go sequence of events, the difference between tricking, the difference between tricking and prostitution is if you're tricking, you pay the money first, then you get the sex. Like through gifts, through going out, XYZ. He just talked about flying a bitch and fucking and then sending her with money.
That was a sequence.
That means that there's a transaction that
happens. I thought the money first made it more transactional than after.
I think he just added that. I ain't never heard that being a part of the trick. That's not like a specific way.
My bad. Like
first or after.
Yeah, I have not heard that.
Okay, got you. So clearly to me,
you need to get some hoes on here.
Clearly to me,
I'm going home.
If you have sex and then give a person money, that would be prostitution. Tricking is you're wooing a woman with your money. There's a big ass difference in there.
I still thought
it's just I mean, we didn't talk about it.
Y'all niggas is weird.
You got any other memes?
No, he don't. His time is over.
I didn't know y'all niggas felt like this about like prostitutes.
We beating a dead horse though, but I have one more. This is my last.
Too much of the underworld has crept into mainstream America, which is a sign. If I told you 15 years ago gambling ads would be on ESPN, and OnlyFans would be as popular as it was, you would think I was crazy. The underworld is the mainstream now, which goes back to the degradation of the country
and the breakdown of community.
Absolutely,
that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the breakdown of community.
Yeah, too much of the underworld has crept into.
Okay. Oh yeah, it didn't play at the beginning, I guess.
Too much of the underworld has crept into mainstream America, which is a sign. If I told you 15 years ago, gambling ads would be on ESPN and OnlyFans would be as popular as it was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I thought that was a good point that he had made as far as like the stuff that used to be like this is for adults and we do this behind the scenes and the kids don't really see this. All of that stuff's mainstream now.
Yeah, you realize when porn became absolutely free, that's a crazy benchmark. Where we, as a kid, you used to have
been free for a minute.
No. But as a kid, when we was younger, bro, you used to have to play a couple hours for the channel, or you used to have to find a.
Bro, you ain't find XNXX.
Oh no, I didn't find that back in the day.
20 years.
Bro, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's fucked up. I was supposed to be doing that a long time ago.
Porn been free for years, like decades.
But I'm talking about in full clip,
like at least a score, like 20 years. Porn been free.
That's crazy.
Talking about whole videos.
The reality, as long as you understood how to use the internet,
you just had. I
guess you had to know how to use the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
What I'm saying, you talking about going around the back doors. I'm talking about you could just go to the .com with nothing.
Yeah, you couldn't go to Bang Bros and get the actual one. You would just have to go to like one of those little different sites, like you said, XNXX.
Okay.
There were different
like,
sites.
I ain't know XNXX.
But you know that's still the exact same thing today.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. But only thing I'm saying, from my experience, in order to get like full, you know what I mean, full video porn, you would actually have to pay for it. I didn't know that you, other than going to those like torrent sites.
I was gonna say, they had torrents, Napster back in the day. Yeah, you could have got it.
But you understand what I'm saying? You could get it, but it wasn't so just easy to get.
It was more work. It was way. It was
more work. It was like
work.
you realize now, like you can just.
you can still get the 5-minute like clipped up version of.
But even that, like the download would take 50 minutes.
No, I ain't talking about the download. I'm talking about just on the internet. The internet has always worked. The motherfuckers.
But even like, until you got dial up though, like until you got off of dial up, the porn wasn't really a reality because you couldn't really do that shit.
But that was all things. But that's it. I'm talking about if it was slow or fast. That's completely different.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna. You wasn't gonna sit there and wait for it to load or be trying to watch as much.
Yeah, like the barriers of
snap of a finger now.
Right. That's just we talking about like internet speed right now.
And ain't even talking about just like it ain't even just with that though. I was hearing about this with music also. Like with music, they used to have an edited version. You don't got the edited back that ass up wasn't on. We heard back that thing up unless you went and got the album. It was back that thing up on the radio.
But that's
just listening to edited music in the gym.
But that's a distribution thing because they still got edited.
What I'm saying is it's not like usually on the radio though they're not necessarily playing the edited version. They're playing like the edited version just be the one with the cuss words that you still know.
You know
exactly what the word is. Like
they used to actually you wouldn't even know the actual
they would say
song.
different. They would say different.
Right, the phrase would be completely
but they still
different.
do that on some songs.
For the longest time, I thought Yin Yang Twins was saying, "Wait till I show you this." Y'all remember that? That was what was on the radio.
I knew from when it first came out.
I didn't know that the first time.
I didn't know it.
I didn't hear that version until later.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
I didn't know
I didn't know that. That was crazy when I heard. I was like, "What the fuck?"
To John's point, like they still do that with a lot of shit. Because then I found myself recently like saying certain like I've heard songs through edited versions. And then you try and say that like the real thing, and then oh damn, that's a whole nother word right there. Like it doesn't not exist is all I'm saying. I think we just don't listen to a lot of
because it's not the mainstream anymore. The mainstream is the unedited version.
And another thing, like when I was growing up,
that was the opposite of what I was saying.
When I was growing up, like there was movies that you weren't watching at the house. Like you wasn't like we didn't watch all of those hood killing nigga movies, the South Centrals, all that shit. You wasn't watching that at my mom's crib.
We watched it.
We wasn't watching that shit. You was watching it?
There were certain houses you went to watch it though. Like I'd always watch them. Like maybe not my parents' house.
The irresponsible parents' house.
I had a cousin.
exactly.
I can't say that.
You can't say irresponsible parents.
Yeah, I was like we generally would sit and like Like we would have.
It was the person who didn't have.
If you was the guy that couldn't do it at the house, you knew it. You could tell you could do it at his house. You could tell, bruh.
Well, maybe you could watch
that.
You could just watch Friday, and you could tell at my house that you could watch Friday or South Central.
No, you talking about you specifically. I'm not talking about you. What I'm talking about is where I was able to watch it based on what he's saying. He had a similar scenario that I had where I knew that I was going to be able to watch this over here, and you can see the symptoms of the approval around the house as well. You knew Mom Duke didn't give a fuck. You was always in the crib. Nobody was around. You just was able to do whatever.
I guess I don't understand. Like,
you understand what I'm saying?
Shout out my cousin LB, bro. Like, yeah, we used to have great times at LB crib. Yeah.
You knew who else you could go see.
For sure.
Playing GTA back in the day.
The nigga with GTA. That's the dude you could go over there and watch all of the shit. He had GTA. Mom Dukes didn't give a fuck what he was doing.
Man, I was laughing. I was watching this episode of South Park recently, and they had this episode like a while, like this was like in season 4 or 5, and it was like an episode where they was like saying shit as many times as they could within the episode.
You sitting there, well, Cam's probably stupid.
I ain't got to that one again yet. But even just that though,
that's because like South Park exploits every time the rules change with whatever the agency is.
But when I looked at that,
FCC.
when I looked at
FCC.
that, when I looked at that, it was like I remembered though, like you like. It made me look at how far stuff has changed. Like there was certain stuff that just wouldn't be said on TV. That's like now you're allowed to. There have been a lot more words than shit that you allowed to say on TV now. Like the rules changed, and that's why they did the whole shit episode in the first place. But it's a lot more words you allowed to say now.
And I wonder, is the what is that? The 50 Cent joints? His what do they call? What is the joint called? Power. You can watch that on regular TV.
That's on Showtime. Stars, I mean.
Oh, so but I mean anybody who you can just watch that shit.
If you get the subscription for Stars,
you gotta pay for it. It's just a paywall.
Right,
but it's not like age restricted, I don't think.
It's the same.
No, that
like,
is something you got to put forth.
You've always had to pay, like whether it was HBO or Stars, like
whether you paid it or your mama and them paid to have them extra channels. Somebody.
And the thing about it is,
the thing
about it is, if a parent don't want their child to watch it, you can still block this stuff on your own. You can block certain ratings and shows. They still are good with those systems.
Yeah, but I'm saying we was the generation that figured out how to go through them parental controls. And like I remember going in there and all you had to do was know the password.
Oh no, they got too much backup now. They got to go somewhere else. It's tough.
But back then it was easy. You just had to, my parents. If you knew the 4-digit password, you could.
But that's actually hard. You that's actually hard to know your parents' 4-digit password.
Not unless they have. Never mind. I ain't gonna get like into it.
Nigga Johnny was a menace. That's why you ran away that time, ain't it?
I only got to the stop sign, bro. I got to the stop sign.
Oh man. We can go ahead and move on.
Let me see what I had on there.
Look at the Ninja Turtle. That's what's up.
Yeah, no, he's funny. Oh, hey, play that one real quick. The one with the Ninja Turtle dude. Now he ain't even gonna say that.
Aaron the plumber. Yeah,
that's the homie. Yeah, he ain't finna say nothing.
He ain't
in a real way.
But you is the second person I seen like this.
What we like?
The knees way down there.
Oh, I've seen that.
Your knees.
He got some long ass femur.
What that mean?
Her femur long as hell.
That mean your knees too damn low.
Like what that mean?
That mean your knees too damn low.
Like what that mean?
That's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But you is the second person
I've never seen that in real life.
Like
dang.
But her femur this fucking long, bro.
The knees is pretty low, bro. The knees is low. Go to my girl. I just found this this girl here. Oh, no, I ain't gonna go to Johnny on that. The heavyset lady. There she go right there.
Oh, it's been a minute since I got in my spot to complain, so you know it's something wrong. You know it's something wrong. I want to complain about these high-ass motherfucking groceries. Why the fuck is goddamn sweet peas $5 a can? Goddamn corn, goddamn green beans on they ain't even on sale 5 for $5 no more. Them motherfuckers $5 a can. And don't let me get motherfuckers started on these goddamn high ass eggs. $10 for 6 eggs. Come here. Food Giant, Piggly Wiggly, Costco, Sam's, all y'all just line the bitches up. Let's go. Cause it don't make no motherfucker. It don't make no sense. These groceries this high. You know what? Instead of me, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sorry. What the hell are you looking at? You know what? See, bring your ass here.
I thought she was
It's
hilarious.
been a minute since I got it.
I thought she was hilarious. Obviously, I don't think she's that funny, but it's cool. Let's move forward. Where's
Yeah,
that
why
one?
she spit like a man?
Okay, go to the spin quality one on one time. I got a couple of short kids ones. I'll be watching my little kids Jones too. Little animal.
Remember when
videos.
I said I was going to take a train and go to Philadelphia?
Yeah.
And I said I wasn't going to leave today. I am leaving today. I'm sorry, and I'm going to spend the night. That's the bad news. You want to know the good news? Well, the good news is you're coming with me. And the reason I'm going to Philadelphia is because me and you are going to do a date, and we're going to stay in the hotel, and we're going to go to a play museum, and the hotel has a swimming pool, and we're going to take the train to Philadelphia in 2 hours. So I need you to grab your clothes and get ready, because me and you going to have 2 days, just me and you, traveling and having a great time.
Cool.
Would you like to go with me?
I would love to. Stay.
Yep, car 6. Give me a verb. Drinking. What do you say, babe?
We ain't got to play the whole thing. Oh, that was it. Yeah. Me and Nana gonna be out. That was definitely inspiration. That's happening. I showed my wife that, and she was, "Oh, that's so cute." Yeah, we out. We finna band. And just
Yeah, but now you know you got to do that with your wife too.
Yeah, but the whole surprise and everything, like I'm gonna do the same thing. Like Daddy's gonna have to go away for 2 weeks, you know what I mean? And 2 days, and I'm gonna do the whole thing and play it all the way out. I ain't gonna do no camera shit because I don't really be doing all that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. And we're gonna be out.
Record it for you. Trust me.
Yeah,
like I've been understanding that more.
And the thing is, I want to get better at it. As my homie Tank said the same thing about now his girls are almost pretty much 18, both of them, and like being able to look back and see those things. And I'm just not good at it. When I'm in the moment, I'm in the moment. Like I just can't. It never even crosses my mind to get a camera, unless my wife. Even when my wife say get pictures, that's like when we went to the Willie's son's first birthday was just Saturday. Happy birthday!
Get in the mind to get it, because when they get grown, you gonna be sitting there like, yeah, I wish I would have took them videos. I miss when she was this age too, or like,
it's definitely a fact. Yeah, I think that was cool. Yeah, that was I don't know. I don't think that there's like much commentary to have outside of like that's something to be able to put inside your back pocket as like a dad with a daughter of. Just like an experience that you can have with her that's just like its own and unique thing that kind of is able to build your relationship with father, daughter. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of things that you can go to inside the idea of like it teaching her how like a man should treat her and XYZ. But I think that it's that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, go to the boy right there.
Yeah, that's my guy right here. I'm glad.
Them kid videos be funny.
He be funny, bro.
Yo, you want to listen to it and see if you like it?
Say what he like at all.
I'm so serious, Mom. We need to change it. He gets said the S word. This is it.
Yeah, his videos, he be getting it, bro. His
bro
videos
gonna have an
Oh,
old soul.
I had the Thriller one on here too.
Where is that one at?
Where is that? Go up.
Let's see.
Yeah, he gonna have an old soul.
Bro, he already do.
Before let me get this last one, the LeVar Ball. Well, hold on, before you click it. Yeah, the funny thing, that's how Nana is too. Like, I don't listen to I can't even listen to rap music because all of the rap music gonna curse all the time. And she look at me every time she hear a word. And it's crazy. I wonder how the kids figure out what the bad words are.
What are bad words?
I've never like pointed out that's a bad word. That's a bad word.
But if somebody say it, she'll look at you.
Yes, she knows what bad words are. Just I don't know how the fuck she learned that. But like even when we watch the pod, she'll hear me say a bad word. She'll say, "Daddy, you said a bad word," and that's why I can't let her watch the pod because I be, you know what I mean. I don't really let her see the pod.
But have you corrected her when she said
she doesn't never say the words? She knows she just knows that
she
they're
knows
bad
not
words.
to say like shit.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's a feeling that she gets. I don't know what it is, bro.
I feel like it'd be like at least one time that a child to say it, like they repeat an adult, and then some adult tell them, "Hey, you shouldn't say that word," and they usually know not to say it. You might not even been around for that moment, or it could have been like anywhere.
But it's a lot of cuss words. But usually be shit be the one that like kids catch.
Yeah, I think my mama told me my first word was shit.
Your first word?
My first word was shit. She used to say it all the time. Like that was her go-to. She used to say it all the time.
Shit. Probably one of those type of shits. Like
yeah, exactly. One of those. And give me LeVar Ball real quick.
Shout out to him. He just got his leg amputated.
That's what this is about.
Oh, for real.
I had to get my foot amputated on the fact that I had diabetes. So instead of killing a big baller, they amputated my foot. Well, the process, like I said, first they cut off a couple of toes. Then they cut off my foot. Then they said we got to go almost knee high for another surgery. I'm just like, these surgeries is too many. Make you think like, man, just kill me and let me go about my business. Maybe it's time for me to shut it down. But, you know, from what my boys is doing, and Dad, you the toughest dude I know, and this and that. Even though I'm a bad man and I don't need much, it's good to have that backing from my boys. One of the things that makes me go is when they all together. When they all together, I feel strong. And what I want people to understand is anytime you're dealing with an illness or something like that, one thing you better have is family to get you through that stuff. I had to.
Yeah.
That was a rough one, bro. Like then you can even see it within him, like that was what it was.
But he did the thing that every father would hope to do. Yeah, that was tough, bro. Like he did the thing every father would hope to do, and it's like have your kids come together. Like he fought for that.
Sorry about that, bro.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with you, bro.
I didn't think about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my bad.
No, it's good, bro. Because that's one of those things. Even with my pops, like when the family was together, that's some strong. That's what got me though, because that's something my pops just said recently about like me and my sister and my mom. Like when we was together, that's when he felt his best. But I mean, like he got something to fight for. And like the thing, you know, seeing those kids and, you know, like he said, that family is something that he, you know, is giving him his motivation, and the kids get it from him too.
Yeah, and that's the part. They giving him back something that he gave him. That's, man, as a father, you can't ask for more. Like to see that come around full circle. Like, man, I taught them that, and they giving me the thing that I need right now, and I taught them that, and that's. Yeah,
and then you know, like of course, all of that you mean was a part of the reason why I wanted to share it. It was beautiful, you know what I mean. It's a tough scenario, and you can see that it's actually when you know what I mean. It's real for him, and you can tell it in his demeanor versus how he usually is. In the mentality, like he said, like, am I ready? You know what I mean? Am I ready to check out? Like, and that, I think a lot of us would have that you know what I mean, that idea come to our head if we were in that scenario. And I also think another thing that stood out to me was. The idea that a lot of times when we think about ourselves passing, we don't think about the fact that before you go, you could be a couple years without a limb. You know what I mean? Because of this, the drinking habits, the sugar, and the, you know what I mean, the diabetes, and you know what I mean. I hadn't thought about it in that way. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, this is a reality for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You don't just check out. You think, oh, when I go out, it just check out. No. There's a process that gets you to this place. That's the, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you lucky, you just check out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, honestly, like if you lucky, you just like die in your sleep without much complications. You just have a heart attack, and you know, you just living, because like the sickness, like that shit ain't no joke, bro. And like you say drinking and smoking, a lot of times you can live a healthy fucking life and catch cancer, and the way they treat that shit, it's just gonna fucking ruin the quality of life at the end. So it's like a lot of time it ain't even just the things that we do. Because a lot of times the things we do end up for a quick end. Like the smoking and drinking, motherfuckers have a heart attack and drop dead and move on. But it'd be like a lot of time the food that we eat, you don't even have control of, even think about. You can think you're eating healthy, and it's processed food that's gonna lead to cancer and shit later down the road. So, man, if you lucky, yeah, the illness is like, even if you're not living bad, like the life, the products that we consume, it's just been proven that this designed to ensure that we go out one of those ways. I mean, I ain't gonna want to get in conspiracy, but it's exploit, like the healthcare industry. They exploit us. They want us to be sick.
Right.
They want us to be on the medicines. They give us bad foods. We can then go to the doctor, then get on the drugs.
They
then
love
can
treating
charge
shit.
whatever. Yeah, instead of curing shit, or they snuff out the cures so we can just go and always get the treatment. So yeah, that's something I'm keenly aware of as of recently, as far as just how they exploit people as far as like sicknesses and the medicines and treatments they give people.
Yeah, I was raised, bro. It's sugar in your fucking toothpaste. Like there's like almost, I had to try to go and get another brand. You know what I mean? You know how much changing you have to do. It's like so much changing, so many different things that you would have to change to like really limit it. Because like hell, the phone ready, like you literally not supposed to have your phone in your pocket,
Like 6
type
inches.
shit.
Well, they say when you talking, you're supposed to keep it 6 inches,
and then sleeping
from
with the
your
phone
face.
beside. You know what I mean? It's so many different things at this point that they're continuously coming out that cause cancer. Everything at this point, like you know what I mean? The clothes and shit you're supposed to be wearing certain, like even in the text it said like you're supposed to be wearing certain fabrics and stuff. Like these certain fabrics are, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But I've kind of gotten to a place. Even I even talked with Nana about diabetes. After seeing this, I actually talked to her about like, I don't know, bro. This is something, this health thing, whatever's happening, something happening with me right now that's kind of making me take things a little more serious.
I've kind of been on that take too, because like the older I get, and like even just like I've been going to the chiropractor. So like in going to the chiropractor this time, I ended up with a good chiropractor. He not just like adjusting my back and stuff. Like like it's actually like it's physical therapy also that's going along with it, where I'm having to exercise and everything, and he's explaining everything to me as he's going through the process. So like going through the process, it's made me realize like as you get older, the main thing that's important is to keep moving. Like when you be sitting still a whole lot and everything, that's where a lot of people are getting sick at, sitting still. Like you said, eating a whole lot of sugars. I was talking to my girl about this because like she'll buy certain stuff. The way I eat, like before we moved in together, the way I ate is totally different than how we do as a household. And it's because there are certain things that's more affordable, but I was really being focused on like looking at the ingredients that I was choosing before I had moved over.
Yeah, so it's like, it costs a lot less to buy food for yourself versus the family. Like that's different.
Yeah, but even it's still affordable though. Like with certain stuff, it's just a matter of what you're choosing to eat, like and how you're buying groceries and everything. Like I look at it like the ingredients is very important. Like I try to stay away from the white stuff with the bleach and sugars and all of that stuff. The high fructose corn syrup. Like
I ain't gonna lie, I started checking labels a minute ago, like the ingredients list. I started doing that, like I want to say during COVID. I want to say, like even like I started looking at like the I don't drink soda, but like and that was probably like one of the main things, that high fructose corn syrup shit like that. Then them so like I kind of got what soda just became too strong for me too, but it was after like coming off of them from the ingredients and all that. But yeah, nah. I ain't no super health conscious person, but I'm you know what I mean, something is going on where it's kind of transitioning and to be more important to me, especially with like with kids, with young kids. We started so late. You know what I mean? I want to see my kids, like I want to be like my mom, be able to see my grandkids. That would be fire. But like when you start so late, it's like shit, you might. You know what I mean? You might. And like what can I do to kind of make sure as best I can? You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, at some point you start kind of realizing that, you know, shit's.
No, that's good. Yeah, I mean, especially like you say, we just want to be here.
Yeah.
Like health is, you know, the older we get, the more it matters. When you're 21 through 25, you can kind of get away with eating the bullshit and not caring. It ain't going to affect you as much. But when you get to 30, 35, 40, they catch up to you a lot quicker than it did when you was 20. And so like even me, I've been mindful of, you know, certain shit just because I can feel it. You know, I can feel it affect me more than when I was 21. You know, 35, totally different.
And the thing that's kind of making it it's like habits that I developed before having kids, having to unlearn these habits and things that I was doing before I had kids. Because for me, it wasn't like this place ain't that great. You know what I mean? You remember I was saying that, like, that was a thing that I really felt like this place ain't that great. Like when it ain't that serious. You know what I mean? When my time, it ain't. But now I have a reason.
A why?
Yeah, I actually have a why that is like more important than anything.
Q, you exercise daily, don't you?
Do I?
Yeah.
Enough. Like I don't like daily, meaning every day, maybe not. But do I do something within like 4 to 5 days a week, maybe sometimes 6 years?
Yeah, I got to get on my health regimen though. I've been like, it's harder to do the stuff, like especially if you out of shape. Like I've been realizing that, like trying to get back in shape. I still be thinking about my 20s and how easy it was for me to like, okay, like I can pop back out here and do some stuff. That it's certain stuff that I was able to do easily that hurt now. Like it's like, yeah, this show just hurt. Like
well, it's all like its own process.
Oh yeah,
speaking first time
of,
you do your first 100 push-ups again, that shit gonna hurt.
Yeah,
you might have to break them down into like 15s or 20s.
Yeah,
Then you do it over the course of a week. Now you can run to 25. You keep going. After a month and a half, you can go 33.
Oh damn!
But it's so harder to be consistent with those.
That's the hardest thing
as you get older, because it takes more the older that you get.
And the only reason I'm getting back on is because I've been having to do that with my back. Like in order, like part of the chiropractor process is I have to actually do the exercises like that he's telling me to do at home. So it's like he's like, do 3 sets of these, 3 sets of these right here. Like, so I'm actually having to focus on that, and then focusing on it, I seen like how my back has been progressing.
You've seen the results.
Yeah, so it's like it made me realize, like, okay, just break these down into these little steps. If you got to do doggone 5 sets of 10 on something, do that. Like, I'm starting to understand.
No, I'm getting back. I gotta get back into it. I got challenged to a race yesterday at the job. 26-year-old
smoked the dog shit at you.
Nah, I won.
He need to go and see somebody.
We ran 3 of them. We ran 3 of them. I won one. One was a draw, and I lost one, but I got off to a bad start. So like I just let him have it.
Technically,
all right, Johnny, my bad. Really quickly, describe this person.
He not fat. Like
all I'm asking you is to describe him. You ain't got to tell me what he's not.
He about 5'10", 190, 195.
He fat.
That's
5'10", 190, 195 is.
Yeah, he weigh what I weigh.
What are you?
I'm 6'2".
Oh, I don't know how much he weigh. I ain't never seen
5'10" with about 200 pounds is.
I don't know how much he weigh, but bro, he challenged me to he 26. He was talking shit about my knees and everything, and he ain't win.
Johnny, you proved something to yourself yesterday.
He ain't win. What he black, white, what?
He's some type of Hispanic.
Okay, so a chubby you beat a chubby
Hispanic. Well, no, he's a soccer player. He played soccer growing up. So
you beat a chubby Hispanic soccer player.
So have you exercised any since I last seen you being active?
Actually, yes.
Usually when people say actually,
I'm talking about since the DJ and shit. Like my legs ain't sore. I did 3 and like, yeah.
So what have you been doing since then that I'd be like, oh, Johnny, this guy, you're like, it was a feat that you beat him.
What you mean? First of all, I don't do nothing and I beat him. So that's the feat.
That's the feat right there.
That's the feat. That's the feat.
No, I understand. Like saying that you beat him in the condition that I last seen you at. To me, that's what I'm like. I think that's an indictment on him.
Well, no, I've gotten a little better because I have.
That's why I asked, what have you done since then that would make it a feat that, you know what I mean?
Well, I've actually sweated a few times as far as like I have to do like yard work and stuff. I was like chopping trees a few months ago, and like I'd be more active as far as like around the house and doing certain shit. So like I
sweat teach your daughter to chop trees too, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
The small ones though, not them big ones. But
no, but hold on. Let me get one more before we out. Let me just get this one. Can I get this one real quick?
You done ran 5 of them.
Yeah, I had a couple short ones.
Yeah,
I just want to show Johnny when he was talking about he was about to teach his daughters. Go right there real quick. It ain't gonna be I ain't gonna play the whole thing.
Y'all ready?
Yes, we ready.
Do you remember how to do it?
Johnny and his youngest.
Yes.
What's wrong with this?
Oh no, I'm just saying this ain't nothing wrong with it. This is what you told me you was doing last week.
Again.
That's it. You ain't got to play the whole thing.
Hey, I know what that girl never gonna have to ever do.
Yeah,
ask a man to help her out.
Well, are we saying like this is bad or something?
No.
Yeah, Real try to say it's bad.
I didn't say it's bad. It's not my parenting strategy. I won't be doing this, but I was saying this is what Johnny was saying. He was
absolutely.
But like I know she wasn't changing the tire, but like we all like you wouldn't teach.
She was doing brakes. She was changing brakes.
You know how much money she gonna save?
Right, but like if we
she ain't ever gonna have to ask no dusty ass nigga to do it for.
But if we go with the minimal, like we don't think that you should at the minimum teach your daughter how to change the tire.
That's not what they was doing, but yes, you should.
That's why preference.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you can say teach your daughter how to change a tire, but she's probably not going to get the lug nut off of there. So when you got to buy her a compact,
he definitely said it. I read in the comments too. He had said he had to loosen up the lug.
Oh yeah, she's not getting a lug nut. Yo,
what I said, little.
Well, I'm saying no. Yeah. My wife can't get a lug nut off a car.
If she knew, like
your wife, like my wife need help with the pickle jar and all that kind of stuff. My wife is not no
women be pulling lug.
There are ways you can get it off.
You said there what?
If she wanted to get it off, she could get it off.
If they can turn a breaker bar, they can do that.
I guarantee it, bro. If she wanted to get it off, she could get it off. I guarantee it.
Hey,
I guarantee it.
Well, you figure out how to teach yours to get it off. I'm not worried about that.
So you are saying that you wouldn't
I'm not
teach
teaching
your
my
daughter
wife how to change brakes. No,
I ain't saying brakes because changing the tire is the same exact thing. But
it's the same exact thing as what?
Like you taking the lug nut off. Don't you got to take that off to change the tire?
Yeah, you got to take. Yeah.
So you have to get the lug nut off one way or another.
I understand what you're saying.
You just said it's the same exact thing, and I just want to make sure
I was taking the lug. We were talking about taking a lug nut off.
I was making sure I'm in the same place.
We was talking about taking a lug nut off.
Y'all getting emotional about me trying to get clarity to make sure I'm talking about the same shit.
We only was talking about one thing, and then you went back.
But I was talking about brakes, and now you talking about
like even in my response, I said not talking about what he's doing, but let's put it at changing a tire,
bro.
That's the only thing that.
And my thing was the lug nut. That was my. That's why I had the argument with the lug nut.
So I want you to go. Matter of fact, go and get your friend girl, whoever you want to get. Try to get them to go out there and get a lug nut off with the jack. But hold on, with the jack and
somebody, you want me to teach somebody to get a lug nut off?
I don't want you to teach a damn thing.
I could get it. Like I could.
No. I'm talking about
if I could show Shorty how to get the lug nut off, no matter how weak or strong she is. I could show her.
How do you do it?
It's called leverage, bro. If you ain't got enough strength to do it like that,
so
you can stand. You can stand on it. There are plenty of ways you can kick it. There are plenty of ways.
Y'all niggas sound like y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, bro.
I've gotten the lug nut off like this myself.
Bro, y'all niggas like kicking lug nuts in regular. That don't even make sense, bro. Let's not even talk about it no more. Y'all even sound like y'all know what the fuck y'all talking about.
We do know what we're talking about.
So you out here kicking. So you out here kicking.
The lug nut gonna come off.
So you kicking the lug nut.
Yes, if you have to.
If you have one that is I forget like what is it, a T-bar or whatever. And you again leverage.
No, now you talking about something else that you
actually
actually have to
stump it.
Hold on, now
what the fuck are we talking about?
Y'all talking about something you got to purchase. Your car ain't never came with that. Ain't nan car came with the T.
Yes, that's how
you have to purchase the T separate. It comes with that little regular one.
Even with the L one, you can kick that bitch.
Bro,
literally,
you can literally kick the L one, bro.
That shit is not.
Oh, you talking about using
the one that come with it. The one that come with it.
You can stand and kick that one too.
The one that come like I've kicked it before.
You can
when because the reality is that. A lot of times people use the automatic drill,
and you
gotta stump.
You can't twist that shit off with your arms. They how you gonna get it off?
I've used that before.
So you be like arm turning them every time.
Okay, but I don't think y'all know what y'all talking about.
I know for a fact
what I'm talking about.
I did it before. From experience. I think that you're trying to make shit harder than what it is.
I did this shit a couple months ago on the side of I-77. Had to change the tire.
It's not that hard. I don't understand what you
on the side of
I-77. Just making sure you're not going to teach your daughter how to change the tire because she can't get the lug nut.
But then also, I don't think that she's able to. Like my wife, she couldn't lift the tire off of my car and put it in the trunk either.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a part.
All of the wheels I got, they 20 or better. So I mean, you ain't picking up no 20-inch rim either. So what the fuck am I even about to try to prove something to myself to say, she can pull a lug nut off? Fuck that lug nut, bro.
So if she has a Honda Civic, you don't think that she can pick the tire up
with 17-inch wheels?
I don't know if my wife could do it or not, but I don't know she don't have to. She wouldn't never have to.
I ain't watching my girl lift up no tire.
But is that what we're talking about? Are we saying that
she got a brother, she got a daddy, and she gonna have if ain't around?
So she always got to depend on a man.
But no, I think that it's okay to depend on the man. That's like I believe.
So we don't think that teaching our daughters how to change the tires is
self-sufficient.
I'm not teaching my daughter how to change a fucking tire. I already said that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not against that, but yeah.
The cars don't even come with now. They come with fix a flat.
Would you teach her how to use that?
Fix a flat? Yeah, I'll probably teach her how to use fix a flat.
If that tire fall off, ain't no fix a flat.
I mean, if you put fix a flat, and the tire's going regardless. You can't even repair.
I think that it's a valuable life skill to know how to fix
man or woman.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how many women do you think that you know that can change a tire?
But the ones that can got an advantage.
Bro, all right, bro.
My mother knew how to change a tire.
Like my mama know how to change it. Like
it's not like this
hard
hard
old school. Now you talking about
that raised us.
Those women were definitely more. You know what I mean?
We
they had a little
about
bit more
black
grit
women
to them.
that raised us, and they was
changing the tires is just a life skill. I don't think that you should.
Okay, bro.
All right, we still got Johnny. Let's go to Johnny's memes.
Let me get top.
We got 30 minutes.
Let me get top right. I think this is hilarious. I don't know if this is from Charlotte, but this is on Charlotte's.
Maya, put them cakes back. Put them cakes back. You know we on a diet. Put them back. We are on a diet, Maya.
Please, Mama.
No. Put them back.
But what if I don't want to be on no diet?
Maya, we on a diet. Why? You know we on a diet.
Mama.
No, put it back, Maya. We on a diet.
I'm tired of it.
No, put it back. We on a diet.
I want to make a choice to myself.
No, you're not making a choice for yourself.
Man, I don't hurt nothing. Can I please get these cakes?
No,
I got some string cheese.
Put the string cheese in the basket, Paige.
That ain't fair.
Yeah, well, that's healthy.
Look at her. I got some string cheese. Oh, look at old Duke, boy.
Speaking of losing your foot to diabetes,
bruh.
Hey, let little baby.
What up, A Black?
Let her get them Swiss rolls, bro. Get some Swiss rolls.
Nah, she didn't had enough Swiss rolls.
Oh yeah, I saw Quinn was in this chat section too.
Yeah, Quinn did.
He had popped up earlier.
Shout out Q, shout out A Black.
Shout out.
What up, A Black?
Shout out the gang.
Yeah.
Hey, scroll down. It's gonna be in the middle now.
Oh, she said they be staging content. He said they staged the content.
Oh,
scroll down. Scroll down one more.
But the way she was breathing in,
wasn't nothing cute about it to me.
Yeah, wasn't nothing cute about it.
Hey, go on the left side.
Right here.
No, under Kevin Gates. This the one we had about Glow earlier.
Oh yeah.
Y'all think Glow Moan and her accent? I'm finna come. She said she did before. She said she said she do like some grunt. Like
it's hilarious. When I see that, I was like, bro, this is retarded. Who the fuck thinks it is?
Shout out to Moose Knuckle Monday. Lord. And then, hey, give me the dude right beside her too. This is fucking hilarious.
They made me read book. I could read a book so quick. Like I could read 1,000 books in the fucking week.
You could do that?
Yeah, because I was like trained to read.
Damn, and because of that, they put you in special ed?
Well, in special ed, they train you in special ed.
Oh,
so you get talents that nobody else gets in the school because you're special ed.
His mom ain't have the heart to tell him.
They made me read book. I could read a book so quick. Like I could read 1,000 books.
Oh no, he said worse than that inside the same little thing.
Yeah,
I seen a different little thing. Yeah, that's a rough one.
And then let me get the one beside that. I think this is a hilarious joke. I would say this joke.
Oh, you're a feminist. Name every woman.
Read the bottom.
Whitney Houston. This is why I said Shaka Khan in the comments.
And then scroll down. I got one more.
But hold on. What? Help me understand that joke though. I don't understand the first. I understand the second part, the second layer of the joke. Are you a feminist? Name every woman. What's the punch of that?
I guess feminists love women so much they know all of them. I don't know.
Oh yeah, feminists be speaking for all women.
Yeah, like if they say name every woman and somebody say Whitney Houston, that is hilarious to me.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
No, I get that part of it. Yeah, I guess I still don't. I don't know. It don't connect, but
you got to look at the second part of the joke.
Oh no, I get the humor in the second
why
part.
The first person posted what they posted.
Yeah, because it seemed like that was supposed to be a joke, and then it was like a second layer to the
name
joke.
Every woman. I don't know why you'd have to name every woman as a feminist. I don't. But if somebody asks you to and challenges you to name,
and that's what I'm saying. Like I get that part, but all right, we all on the same page.
Give me.
I just wanted to.
Hey, stay down there, Tone. Stay down there. Give me Pause.
Oh,
Pause.
God damn.
Pause.
Ironically,
go over the graph in a
Hey,
structured way.
that's
The
a
first
rough one
pause
too,
is
bro.
like, okay, somebody said something wrong. That was
That's
we
rough.
paused it. Nobody but twice at that. Now you pause 3 times.
Look what popped up when y'all said it though. That was the funny part. I just happened to be going past this meme when y'all said it.
That's
So
a
pause
rough
me.
one.
Hey, yeah, I was gonna play that next week. I ain't get to play that one last week. But yeah, my bad, bro. Pause. Hey, yo.
Jesus.
What video you want?
Play Sam Cooke down there bottom right. I had no clue.
Where you want Tone to stay at?
Nowhere, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Jeez.
Sam Cooke, a soul music icon, died under controversial circumstances on December 11th, 1964, at just 33 years old. As one of the first Black artists to own a record label and publishing company, he challenged the industry that exploited Black musicians. His death was ruled justifiable homicide, but many believe there was more to the story.
Now go to the next slide.
The official story says Cooke checked into the Hacienda Motel in Los Angeles with a woman named Elisa Boyer. Boyer later claimed she felt unsafe, ran from the room, and took Cooke's clothes with her. He allegedly went looking for her, wearing only a jacket and shoes. Cooke ended up at the motel's office where the manager, Bertha Franklin, shot him 3 times. She claimed self-defense, saying he was angry and demanding to know where Boyer was. His death was ruled justifiable, and the case was quickly closed.
Wow.
It already sounds crazy. Many believe Cooke's growing power and independence in the music industry made him a target. He was helping other Black artists own their music, challenging the industry that profited from keeping them powerless. Some think he was silenced for it. His family and friends never accepted the official story. To this day, many believe Cooke's death was a setup, not a random act of violence. No further investigation was ever conducted, and Cooke's death remains one of music's greatest mysteries. Whether it was a tragic misunderstanding or a calculated move, his legacy as a music pioneer lives on.
Yeah, I had no clue.
I didn't know that either.
You do know that the music industry was heavily associated with the mafia back in, especially during that time.
Yeah, that
it
makes
probably
sense.
still is, but especially during that time, it's heavily associated with the mafia.
Yeah, the mafia had their hands in about everything back then.
Yeah.
And then give me one more. Just keep on scrolling. It's y'all ain't let me get no memes last week.
Yeah, he did go through these in like 2 minutes. He ain't spent.
I ain't getting no. Keep on scrolling because it build on this one. It's about Bobby Womack. Keep on scrolling. It should be.
No, I wasn't saying damn because you're getting more memes. I don't like headphones.
Oh yeah, let's see. Bobby Womack. I know what you're talking about right here. Yeah, because Bobby Womack was.
Bro, and look at this. I had no clue about Bobby Womack too.
Yeah, that I wish he didn't trust me so much.
Bro, look, read this.
Just 3 months after Sam Cooke was killed, his close friend Bobby Womack married his widow Barbara.
Wow.
Sam's family was so enraged that his brothers beat Bobby to a pulp. In 1970, Barbara shot Bobby when she discovered he was having an affair with his 17-year-old stepdaughter Linda Cooke.
Bobby Womack.
And Bobby was supposed to be his best friend at that.
Bobby was a wild boy.
Yeah, Bobby needed
So he took
his
his
ass
bitch and
whooped.
fucked his daughter?
Yeah.
Basically.
That's
basically
crazy.
Yeah.
You need your ass
After
whooped.
also being beat to a pulp by the family?
Yeah.
He needed nothing. He needed to get his ass whooped again.
You must remember I was Sam's guitar player for a long time. We were very close. I actually feel that he would want me to do this. I stayed around her during crisis. She really needed someone at the time. Love is love, and that is what it is with us.
Yeah.
Bobby Womack, a wild boy.
Good ass whooping. Another one.
He made this up. I wish he didn't trust me so much.
Yeah.
I'm the best friend he's got. I give him the shirt off my back.
Yeah, fuck.
He knows he can trust me with his life. But each time he leaves me alone with his wife, I wish he didn't trust me so much. He wrote
He
about
ain't
it.
leave you at home. Motherfucker died, Bobby. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shoot, I think he wrote that before he died. But yeah, that joke was. You know,
But yeah.
don't leave me at home with your wife. That's Bobby Womack.
What Unc say?
Oh, and he wore his suit to the Sam's funeral. I forgot. I read about that too. Bobby Womack wore Sam Cooke's suit to Sam's funeral.
That's just weird.
Yeah, bro.
That's why he got his ass whooped by Sam.
Yeah, he deserved to get his ass whooped.
Yeah. And for the record, don't take my wife if I like.
Yeah.
Let her go off and marry somebody else who
That's
don't know.
not what I would have wanted,
Yeah.
fellas. Just put
Yeah,
that
for
out
the
there.
record. She don't need you comforting her.
That's not what I would have wanted. I'm done. I tap out. Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Yeah, I guess this lends to your question of the week that you didn't let none of us know.
I told him he didn't ask, but
Yeah, he told me earlier. He was keeping it a secret for sure, though.
yeah. So I'm gonna go with the first one though. I'm gonna go with the second one. Is our future brighter, or is it darker? Do you think we've peaked as a society, or do you think
was that the question he asked earlier, Jeremy?
No.
Yeah, I feel like he trying to do the safe question.
Yeah, he and I told him that we should do the more controversial.
Well, the first question was, are we leaving the world a better place than we found it?
Okay,
that was the first.
Never mind. Because never mind. Fuck it. Well, we could just answer whatever you got. Go ahead.
That was are we leaving the world a better place?
Sound like what was the first question that you thought he said?
It was like generational. It was pretty much another one of those. Are we doing a better job than our parents' generation conversations?
At leaving the world a better place. Yeah, but it was based on generational. Like, are we leaving the place better than the previous generation?
But aren't these are like the same question? Is it getting brighter or darker? Are we leaving it better?
But I think the answer couldn't be different though, based on like how you ask the question. Because I think,
all right, we'll ask the question then.
I'm saying, are we leaving it a better place than than the previous generation? Us as a society, are we doing better than our parents?
Well, now that's a different question.
Well, I mean,
I think society, like literally, the quality of life is way better now than it was in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. But,
yeah, I think that the biggest thing is that.
But we was born
in our parents' generation. That crack was like a part of their upbringing, 90s. Which was that right there tore everything apart for them. So I think that we started at a better clip than they started at. So to say we're leaving it better,
the world's a better place.
I'm saying from where we found it. We found it in the 80s, 90s. Like that's where we were born.
Yeah, the world's a better place. The 80s, 90s was the crack era.
Right. Well, I mean,
I got this scar on my finger right here from fucking broken glass in New Jersey.
Okay, cool. Like so you think the world's just definitely a better? So we've left it at a better place. So moving forward, do you think it's going to continue to be that better place, or do you think like?
Well, I don't know if everybody. I'm just giving my opinion, so they'll have to answer that first, and then we can go to the second
then we
part
can move to the second part of it. But yeah, so what you think? You think we've left it better than we found it, as far as like comparing this time?
But like, what do you mean by like left it better? Like, we're currently here,
and even our parents, even the last generation,
I think right now is a better time.
It's
even
more
the
of a
previous generation,
like if we died right
here.
now, like if this was it, is it better?
Oh yeah, I think the world's a better place for sure.
I would say the previous generation is still here too, so it's like I still think they're part of our generation, and I don't think it got much to do with us. I think we still. I think we're in the process of affecting things, like, and we're just kind of. I don't know, maybe in like if we was like at our age, say like between 36 and 40 and all that stuff, 30, I'd say between 34 and 40 and stuff like that. Like, I think we're just now really starting to have a major effect on things. Like, I think like a lot of the older generation didn't want to move out of the way for a good period.
But I mean, but even politically, we had an effect because, like, if you think back to 20.
Well, we had an effect where we get these old people out of office.
But now. to like 08 though, like
Donald Trump old as shit.
When Obama got elected, who was the biggest outturn? That was our generation. There's a lot of us the first time we voted. And like that was one of the first, like, I think, statements of our generation was we was the first generation.
You saying that like with Obama, what happened? You saying that
they're saying we turned out,
but like we turned that was basically the youth speaking and saying this is the person that we want. Like if you look at the voter,
but the youth vote wasn't like the biggest thing that won him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Like, all right. I think this is what you're speaking to. During Obama, especially the first term, the youth vote came out more than it had previously.
Right. Yeah,
that's different than them having like the biggest sway in the voting block.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know when he came, there was the biggest youth turnout.
Yes,
and I know that's something that we were directly a part of. Because I mean, I imagine all of us were.
Yeah, but that also
we were just doing shit just cause.
Like I had to look back at it, like that could swing it in the minutia per se. Like for example, the swing of the black vote right now, it's not that big of a deal in comparison. Like swinging the black vote 10% is equivalent to swinging the white woman vote 1 or 2%.
But it was
just off of mass.
It wasn't just, it wasn't just demographic black youth though. It was all youth though.
I'm just using that as an example. That's an example for like when it comes down to the amount. Like, so if we talk youth vote, and then like I think Obama won a lot of the white woman vote at like a high clip in comparison to like his predecessors and shit like that.
Okay, no, that's cool.
And like that, like truthfully, the white woman vote swings a
It
lot
still doesn't-
because
because I mean, I understand you give an example, you're gonna be fucked. Just stop with the example. Just make
But that's
your
why I'm
question.
about to go back to the question. 'Cause I'm saying it's still like,
oh,
like the question still is like, as far as like, so the world is a better place, like today versus when we were born or when we were kids.
Are you making a statement or asking?
That's what y'all said.
Well, no, that's what they said.
Oh, was that Nick? Like
That's what
today,
y'all
it
said.
No, I don't know if they've answered it
I
completely. I'm just giving my opinion.
So, in my opinion, I don't think that you can really say who's doing better or not until you see the children, the byproduct of our generation. We have to see what they're like to really see. You know what I mean?
To quantify.
Because I mean, it sounds good, but like when we see what our kids look like, and to see what worked, what didn't work. I mean, the household, we can compare the longevity of marriages in our generation. We can actually get some real hard statistics and be like, okay, we did better than, you see what I'm saying? But I also do think that like we started adulting in a different position than they did as well. A lot of them. I'd say, that you think about.
What do you count as our generation?
What do you mean?
Like age demographic? Because I guess like if you're a lot of our generation, especially if you put it between like let's just say the 35 to 40-year-olds, a lot of this generation has kids that's graduated high school now.
Yeah, but they ain't. I'm
I'm
talking about adults.
You still need about 10 years.
Because that right there, you can do good at school and then be fucked up. I ain't worried about that. I'm talking about the actual product of their adulting. You know what I mean? And,
I do think he got a good point there because it's like we just now starting to see like what the effect of even like us is, like our generation.
You was still at 25. We most of us was still fucking up. Like, you know what I mean? Unless you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't know if you're gonna be home. You still don't know if you're gonna be homeless or nothing because you. It's so much that the product that you really look at is like that. The third, between mid 25, 30, like, because you could be the most articulate, well-mannered kid, all of these little, you know what I mean, those younger years, and all it takes is for that influence of being away from your parent long enough, which is like college. A lot of people go to college and fuck up. You know what I mean? We just got to give it a few more years. Like, to me, like that.
So what are you saying? Like, I guess, are you saying?
What I'm saying, like adult age. What
you can't judge the current generation until their kids become 25 and up. Is that what you're saying?
I would say, yeah. Until their children are adults, you can't really judge how good a job they did.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
I got another question because now we're talking principles and like morals, and then I'm gonna talk about the future as far as like, is our future brighter for our kids or is it gonna be dimmer or darker? Like, what about like economically as far as like the prices of housing?
I still ain't answer the first question, and my answer to the first question is pretty much gonna be the same thing as the But it's cool though.
We didn't get there yet.
Even
like
this,
arguments.
Even the question,
but like we ain't got a lot of time. That's the thing.
We got like 40
I was about to say
20 minutes. Right
yeah, we ain't got. I'm trying to get to.
Even with the second question you just asked, though,
minutes.
I still think my answer would be the same for like both of these questions. And it's a matter of like, I think there are some things that are better and there are some things that are not better. Like, and I think it's going to be like that in the future too. I think there are some things that we moved on that we got right and that's going to benefit. And I think there are some things that we kind of like turned a blind eye to or got distracted by, and society changed and we allowed it to go. And I think some of those things are going to come back to bite us in the ass, but I think that's just a natural part of life. Like in everything, you have ebb and flow. Like there's going to be some good and there's going to be some things that's not so good, if you wanted to find it by that. And then on top of that, part of that is by perspective too. Like I be thinking about it. Like you could say somebody, like if you have like somebody robs Peter to pay Paul. Say you rob Peter to pay Paul. Paul gonna think you a good person. Peter not gonna think you such a good person. So it's a matter of
bring that back into the original question, so I can kind of understand where you was
like as far as like, do you think this means like it's been left?
I think they're
like
gonna,
it's today's better.
Or are you just saying like no matter what, every generation
is gonna get some things
nuance?
Yeah, I think every generation is gonna get some things right. It's same as like I think there were some things that the previous generation had that we didn't let go of, but I think it was good. Like it's like when I look back now, I can see like, okay, like we got away from, like for example with us, we got straight up dependent on technology a whole lot. in our generation, and we got away from like the construction jobs and all of that. That actually did play a detriment for our community, like for our generation, like getting away, like just focusing on technology. There are a lot of skills that like when our parents die, our grandparents die, that's it.
In a minute, it's gonna really be biting in the ass for sure. When this AI start really rolling in this motherfucker, it's really gonna be biting in the ass. Because they definitely pushed us on that technology, the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we felt like the computer job was the best job that you could get, and all of the construction shit wasn't the shit you wanted to do because you seen the dirt on the jeans and all that. It was just easier.
It was just hard. Yeah, you want to do the hard work.
Yeah, it was.
And we're talking about like American culture, not black culture, right?
I mean, yeah, that's just what it is. Like,
I would say,
what you talking about?
Like, because even like I look at it like with my grandfather. My grandfather was a brick mason and like a well-known brick mason in Monroe, bro. And that's the thing. It's like I'm just now starting to realize, like, between me and my cousins, none of us learned it. My dad would have been the one who was supposed to learn it, and apparently he did learn it, but he didn't go that route for whatever.
But he didn't pass it down.
No, he didn't even go that route to work. It's like why would you not go that? Like, I mean, I do get it because if he grew up strict.
A brick masons earn between 27 to 43K.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they've always earned that little. I think they have.
I'm just looking at.
I think that has to do with like modern construction, and there's a lot of things that probably took brick masons.
I see
from profitability.
Yeah, they're not really building
like houses aren't built out of brick no more. There used to be a time where like
all
the houses.
I guess I'm saying that to make a different point.
Well, I can tell you this: that I don't know where the fuck they got that from. But I know for sure, like I'm in construction. I see these niggas doing that, but there's no fucking way.
I was about to say
that shit is impossible. Even for like, I'm talking, bro. That don't even make sense right now, bro. That don't even make sense, bro. That's a crazy amount.
Why are you saying maybe, that it doesn't?
You think that people that are you talking about? That's at a year, or was that a job?
This is brick masons earn an average yearly salary.
That's bullshit.
27K. Wages typically start from 17K and go up to
who the fuck makes $17 being a brick mason? That don't even make sense.
Maybe it depends on contracts.
I don't know what the fuck that
sound like Pew Research.
In 2023,
that sound like some bullshit.
That sound like you had 2 contracts for the year.
Who the fuck, bro? You ain't about to do damn near anything construction.
I can also give you
unless you a flagger. You can make $17 as a flagger. It's
you said 17. What?
You can make $17 as a flagger. You said the starting pay was what?
No, I said 17. Annually you will make $17K. $17 is different.
But then you said something about
17 to what?
You said 17 to something.
I'm not giving. I'm not making. I never said any hour. I'm only talking annual. I said K. 17K to where is it at? It's 17K. It says wages typically start from 17K. Really, it's closer to 18K. 18K and goes up to 43K.
That's a crazy range though. Too.
That didn't even sound.
Yeah, whole point being there's a lot of skills that got lost.
How much hourly is like a brick mason making?
I don't know, but I'm just like my whole point was that there was a lot of skills that got lost. Like
y'all know, like 30K an hour. Not 30K, $30 an hour is only 60K, right?
Bro, besides that, the skill of brick masonry and knowing what to do. Like say a whole bunch of builders somebody came over here, war starts, a whole bunch of shit gets knocked down. Us as a generation, we don't necessarily know how to rebuild the stuff, especially within our, like, if we was to base it in our community, we really don't know. But like, yeah, if somebody had to go do that stuff, like it's certain skills that still need to be got that have more value than just money.
There should be black-owned construction companies. I think that'd be very useful, like a black-owned.
There are good bit of it's just that they aren't scaled like that.
I'm saying, but what jobs are they doing? That
well, the thing is what and this is something that they were talking about black businesses. The big problem is that like black business generally don't hire people. They don't employ people. So just like they're not scalable. Like I see a lot of entrepreneur black businesses doing what I do, and they're out there. You know what I mean? But it's only them and maybe one guy, and they're like bidding on the jobs together. It's not really like they're not scaling.
That's not business. That's like entrepreneurs hustling, but like that's not like the business they be doing. That's a different lane. That's a different class of business.
Yeah.
Like and like honestly, like that's something we should judge our businesses off of. Cause that's what like when they give these tax breaks for these companies to come into like North Carolina or something. North Carolina try to get Amazon. The thing they promised was jobs, and that's how we judge businesses off of. It's like, how many jobs are you creating? Like, how many people are you giving the opportunity to earn a living? Like, that's what business is. Like, when they give tax breaks, That's what they base it off of.
Yeah.
It's like, how many jobs are you giving out? And if we're not, as black people, if our businesses aren't employing people, that's a detriment, like not only to the business owner, because you're gonna have to do all the work, but it's a business, but it's a detriment to those potential people you could employ, or like people that could have black bosses. And like, so I think that's something we gotta at least focus on.
Yeah, I think it's tough for like partnerships are tough. I think because we start from a lower socioeconomics, in placement, it's going to take more people to come together to make the thing happen.
But so do the Mexicans. So do the
tough.
Mexicans that come over here. They start very low social economic.
Oh yeah, but then they also got a community that work together. Like you gonna get the job. That's why we struck. Like the Hispanics are the ones doing the work, so they're the one buying the product. So he's also hiring the Hispanics to drive. So they actually got a. You can go on Sugar Creek and see.
What's it called? What's it called?
What, silo? I don't know.
No, like
a cylinder.
Cylinder, like when you build the economy, like up. I can't.
Cylindrical. Is
that's the word. Yeah, I cannot say that word, but whatever word he just said. But the economies are built up. They work with each other on this level. They get to this level and they continue working each other. They get to this level and they continue working with each other. Where like if our businesses aren't employing each other, there's no level
right
to continue rising to, and that's the issue with a lot of.
You can literally be on you could be on Sugar Creek in the morning if you're there early enough. You can get in a van and go to work with some. You know what I mean? You can just say I'm looking for work and get in a van and jump in a van with some people that look like you and go fucking make some money. Like that is something you can see on a random fucking Tuesday, right there on Sugar. Like you can see them doing this thing. Like it's different. But go ahead.
Well, no, I guess we've answered it. That I guess it is a better place that we're leaving it for.
Well, I think that you keep trying to put words in there.
Well, I don't mind. It don't matter to me. But
it's about.
I don't think that's where they've landed.
Okay, well, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. I was just trying to paraphrase. I was trying to paraphrase where we was at, but I guess wherever we're at now, does that mean like our kids are gonna have a brighter future than us, or do you think like the future is gonna be like maybe a worse reality than what we're dealing with, based on like economics, based on housing prices, based on like the inflation that we're having, based on like the geopolitical position that America's put itself in? Do you think it's something where like, based on the people that we may have voted for, the lies that we fell for, do you think we've positioned ourselves to have a brighter future?
I think we're going to see a lot of technological advancements over the next 5 years, and our kids are going to be dealing with a world that we can't even fathom at the moment.
But I'm saying, but like, what about affording houses? Do you think they'll be able to afford houses?
I do think they'll be able to. I think buying
houses is going to be for like rich people at some point, because there are, unless they do some legislation like what Kamala was talking about, they're going to have to legislate that, because corporations are building neighborhoods. They're not like they're building apartment complexes. They're not looking for you to earn. So home ownership.
So what kind of future does that lead?
I think the world's leading towards universal income and stuff, or at least especially in the US.
Universal income ain't gonna be buy no house.
It's not buy a house.
But that's that sounds like a dimmer future.
Yeah,
honestly, today, like our goal was like the aspiration was to be able to buy a house, get a little bit of land. But if you're saying now that's something that's going to be like a fiscal impossibility for the next generation, how can you say that we're leaving it? Or how can you say the future is going to be brighter when like we might be setting up an economy where people can't even afford to buy houses?
I like to think, bro, because the thing is, when you got kids, you hope for the best. But like, honestly, if I'm giving you my honest opinion, I don't think it's brighter. I don't think it's brighter. I think that we waited too long to actually get our shit together. Like what Dr. Claude Anderson said, he said it was like 2013, 2014 was the time period where we were going to become a permanent underclass. I think that we waited too long to get our shit together. And then especially you look at like niggas selling their masters. So like the corporations, they're going to own everything. Like even the rappers with these catalogs, they're selling their catalogs. They're selling like, because with the dollar, we think
this is bigger than black people.
We think that the dollar is the power, but the thing is that the people that got the dollar back, that the power's already been given. Like we're trying, like at the end of the day, you're making your situation a little better, but it's not like it's. I don't believe that we have established ourselves in a way that would guarantee it to be better for them
or brighter future,
for them. You know what I mean? Like we haven't. There's not enough ownership. Like if you like, I don't believe that they'll be able to buy a house, so it'll be based on what you did,
what you can
or
give
what your
to
parents
them, what
did,
you can give to them,
and what was actual generational. You know what I mean? That's what that's going to be about. And like the life insurance policy, like that, it would behoove us to really get on them life insurance policies, because if we talk about it's going to get to a point where AI takes these jobs, where are they going to work at? Okay, you're going to get universal basic income, so that means that the floor will be the common ground for everybody. Will be the floor. That'd be the
poor. Those would be the poor people, though.
But what are you going to do if you don't have a job? Like if you're just living off of universal basic income, that means that the floor will be where the majority of people will be. Do you see what I'm saying? It creates the new floor, so you ain't gonna be able to do that. You're gonna need to have some stocks. If you ain't got no stocks, you ain't owning no properties,
assets.
If you, I don't know what we're gonna do with what. How can it be bright if that's not the case? If we see AI doing what it's doing, we can see where the economy is going.
We can see the
war is on the war is coming.
You can see the top 1% getting richer and the wealth gap widening, even amongst white people.
Elon going to
they've sold white people.
Where he going? Elon going to Mars. They looking to I was listening to his interview on Joe Rogan. His whole shit is like, we need to get people up in Mars. We need to get up in Mars. So
he going to Ukraine first, though. He going to Ukraine.
I ain't no telling how this shit finna go.
What I would say, and I think that y'all all raised like really interesting points. I guess I would say shout out to the after show. We actually was having like a really, really interesting, more of a heady, not like insult driven like conversation. What's his name? John, Gott, and Steve, and me.
Oh yeah, shout out John.
Kofi, and Trey. I can't remember, but it was really economic based. Like it was based in general economics and kind of moving forward what does make sense, or what it's going to look like, and what could be best for America and or Black people. Steve, he brought up like the idea of like separating our economic philosophy from our political and just like the way you live your life. A lot of us we look at ourselves as like are Black people conservative inside like the social sense, but are you conservative inside like the economic sense? And we got into like the idea of what I think it was Keynesian economics, and like he's an advocate to what like simply like it kind of ends up blending itself into a bit of like social like socialism to an extent. Like
Keynesian, what can you explain? I'm not familiar with Keynesian economics.
All right, let me see if I can give the easiest way I can put it is that it's way more regulation on government and industry, to where like you're taxing taxing the rich and taxing corporations is going to happen in again just heavier regulation to make sure that money trickles back down to the average common person.
Okay. It's basically like regulations on the 1% who control all private equity.
Yeah, taxes and regulation,
and making sure they distribute it in a more fair and general way to the public.
Right.
Gotcha.
And I think that we were kind of talking about that. I did throw out like the idea of like the evolution. I like Elon recently was speaking about how the next 5 years and the next 10 years. I think he one of the things he says like in the next 5, I can't remember, he put this at 5 or 10 year mark, 95% of the automotive will be automated pretty much. Like it'll be autonomous driving. He gave another example of like, one of them was like 5 years, one of them was 10 years. Where he was saying that these things are going to be automated, and then he was speaking towards, in essence, the Andrew Yang idea of the UBI. John, he actually gave a different, well, he gave an additive take that I thought was interesting that I hadn't really considered inside this conversation, in which like, and again, like I said, like where y'all was at was kind of like the crux of like where I've had the conversation also. But I think that there is a space where we do forget that America is a first world country, and like automation and UBI and all that shit impacts us directly in there. But what does end up happening is that we're going to eventually move into like a global stage of like the economy, in which a lot of the American workforce then can be outsourced into like the building of second and third world countries, in the same sense of what we did have like like our research,
right?
like
what we had here,
can
then transform on a global stage.
Well, like you can get your money on a global stage instead of, and he also gave like the example of like how that's even happening in America, where he lives in DC, but he was talking about how there's not a market for stolen iPhones here in America, but the like the people that own, I think maybe it was something like the corner stores and shit like that. They're from, I forget the country, so I'm one of that, but there's a big market over there. So like they're stealing iPhones here in America, and then they're going up to that like as a whole black market. They're going over to the pawn shop owners, not pawn shop, the grocery store, corner store owners, and like they're selling that, and then they're selling these back to their home country. And it's like there's a whole global market of shit that's happening under our nose that we're just not specifically in mainstream exposed to. But he was giving the correlation to how that also, like, once it becomes UBI and like there's a cap on American industry of what you could do, it's going to start happening to where like our capitalism and what our citizens are going to be reaching to be more so outsourced to like second and third world.
That makes sense. That's
like we'll be gentrifying the world.
It's actually very like that. That's reassuring actually, because like
it was a different perspective that I hadn't.
As an American, I know I could sell salt to a. I know I could sell salt to a slug over there in Pakistan. I'm getting no.
Stupid.
But I think that's it. I don't know if anybody got any last words. Tone, what's up, man? You gonna read some of the comments before we get out of here? I think it's just Unc in there going off.
He said something about Johnny. I see.
Yeah, he said in the future Johnny won't be able to sell cars because people would just go online, buy what car they want, and the car would drive itself to their house. That's not a good thing at all.
But one thing, then people gonna want somebody to tell them how to work that motherfucker. You gonna have them 60-year-olds. Somebody
YouTube.
But I guess like
them old folks want somebody. I'm telling you, people want people to show them. You spend $45,000,
That's old head.
50 on something. You gonna want to talk to somebody and show you how to use it. You're gonna want a real person.
I think
for that much money, for how much a car costs, you would want a person.
I don't know about that part, but
you will. Cars are complicated. You will.
That's what I'd say.
I think that the average person don't really think about how complicated the car is. Like I know a lot of
until
people
they buy one.
But they bought it. It's like I know a bunch of people that have sous-surfed already the car dealership. And the reality, this is what I was going to go to, is that I think the car dealership, trucking, a lot of things only exist right now, and this is something that we probably have to like put into as a variable when it comes to a lot of these things. That I think that there will be a struggle for everything to become automated. One, because of what's the Teamsters called? Like it's like you have not labor forces, fucking what's organized groups of labor? Unions. You have unions, but then you have like industries that are controlled almost how how the car industry is, where there was a point where Tesla and a lot of like in Carvana and these models were pushing to eliminate the car industry in general and make it to where that these people, I mean, that it wasn't really going to be a necessary thing to have actual people selling cars, but like the industry revolted against that idea in general because it's so much money for the owners and whatchamacallit and having like the actual physical thing. I'm sure you could probably speak to this. I remember I was speaking. Maybe
we slowed it down too. Like some people don't want to go and get a car out of a vending machine thing.
They're scared. Like it's a big purchase.
I think
it's the second biggest purchase you're gonna make outside of a house.
Yeah, unless you got
your house and your car, the two biggest loans you got.
Yeah, and nobody trusts salesmen.
But you trust your the person.
You trust the shit that you read in the details, and the reason why you hate the.
But why they ask me so many questions, Q? If they don't trust me,
I would rather have a person.
I'm gonna go.
Exactly, bro.
That sounds like I don't know niggas that trust car salesmen. Usually,
but they don't trust all. But you find one you trust and you buy your car from, and you gonna ask that motherfucker every fucking question you got about your car because you trust them.
Probably will go back to that dealership. When
and you're gonna go back and buy, and you're gonna buy when your daughter need a car, you're gonna buy her car from him. When your son, when your wife need a car, when your auntie or your brother, and that's how that economy works.
I think you're selling the need for your job to exist. But
I ain't gotta sell it, bro.
But I don't think that there's
why Carvana bankrupt now and like all them places.
Yeah, I think it's because
it has nothing to do with the value of like you and your job. I've talked to. I think maybe I was having this conversation. Let me at least make the point. Like I remember having like a conversation. Maybe it might have been it was somebody within the industry, but in general, the bigger ups rebelled against it because like y'all are a fee that they don't have to pay. But I think the overall like industry and how it's set up is more beneficial. It actually happening in like through the sales thing. I can come back next week and give you like the full breakdown.
We make the company more money.
But it's
like, so that's why they wanted us there because even the owners want us because we help make them more money.
Yeah, it's more beneficial in that sense. My thing is that it's for a consumer. The consumer, like they don't need you. The industry needs to exist. It's no different than trucking. It's no different. Like a lot of these things, it's cheaper to do it a different way. But because of the people that, control the money, the people that control, like eventually the dollars that trickle into politics that hold the legislations, that's. But it's not like we over it.
No, you done?
It sounded like I said that I was done.
Well, shit. That was
go back and repeat what I said.
That was the To Be Fair show. Niggas trying to piss me off, but before y'all get out of here,
he put me in there too.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna take the bait.
I ain't go. But hey, y'all leave comments below. Tell them who your favorite car salesman is. Hit the like button. Tap in on all socials at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram.
Hey, Ray, what you
TikTok,
think about Johnny's
Threads.
salesman skills?
Hey, look, we better get up out of here. I am your host, Johnny P.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, real.
It's cute.